Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, August 16th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle pitch in about 9 minutes. So let me get situated with the thumb and we'll get into the starting lineups. All right. And obviously on the left here, we got Luis Castillo. And since he's been doing so well, I figured instead of Bobby Witt, we would go with Michael Garcia. And also, happy birthday, Paisley Pup. She turns 2 today. Happy birthday, Paisley. All right, let's get into the starting lineups. All right, leading off for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Batting third, first baseman Ty France. Batting fourth and cleanup, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. Batting sixth, left fielder Cade Marlowe. Batting seventh, DHing for Seattle tonight, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, shortstop Jose Caballero. And batting ninth, second baseman Josh Rojas. And on the mound for the Mariners, Luis Castillo. Let's go, baby. 8-7 record with a 3.14 ERA. Should be probably like 10-5, but we haven't been getting a whole lot of run support. And his ERA should be slightly lower, probably in the high twos. But 3.14 is pretty damn good, if you ask me. All right, let's get into the lineups here for the Royals. All right, leading off for Kansas City, third baseman Michael Garcia. Batting second, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. Batting third, second baseman Michael Massey. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, catcher Salvador Perez. Batting fifth, left fielder MJ Melendez. Batting sixth, first baseman Matt Beatty. Batting seventh, center fielder Drew Waters. Batting eighth, right fielder Nelson Velasquez. Velasquez, baby. And batting ninth, DHing for Kansas City, Kyle Isbell. And on the mound, newly acquired from the Phillies, James MacArthur. 0 for 0, no wins, no losses, and he's got a 13.50 ERA. So we should be able to get the job done. At least I'm hoping. Let's go, Mariners. Let's get it, baby. Oh, Mo Gumbo. So this is the story with Mo Gumbo, if you were in the streams yesterday. So, he came in here, we kind of went back and forth. And then at one point or another, we usually are going to either time out someone or boot someone if we feel it's not going to be a fit, right? And in the middle of the night, like at 3:30 in the morning, he ended up dropping a $50 dono, probably wanting to be a part of the channel and to show some support, obviously not wanting to, get, timeout or to, necessarily get booted from the channel altogether. Today's Paisley's birthday. So, whether he realized that or not, I doubt it, right? But that definitely went a long way. So I ended up going to Petco and I ended up getting her some greenies, which is about half that dollar amount right there. They're about $23, $24, blueberry greenies for her teeth and fresh breath. I got her a stuffed animal rabbit. That was like 10. I got her a brand new chicken bone. That was probably about 15. And then I got her a brand new rope. That was about 10 or 15 as well. I think the total was like 57. So it ended up making Paisley's birthday extra special, not only for me, but for her as well. So Mungumbo is back in the building. I don't think he's in the room right now, but I assume that he might be showing up at some point in the near future, if not tonight. So thank you. I appreciate you, Mo Gumbo, with a 50. And even if he ended up doing like 5, I probably would have reinstated at that point if you're going to go that route. But just the simple fact that you ended up dropping a 50 spot, a 50 burger, that's really hella generous. So you really either like me, you like the channel, and you really want to be a part of it. There's no other explanation. So all I got to say is thank you. I appreciate you. Mo Gumbo back in business. Appreciate you, brother. How are you? Yeah, very surprising. I did not expect to wake up at 6 a.m. with Paisley, and I see a notification, and I see it's Mo Gumbo. And the funny thing is, Mo Gumbo on the actual post, I don't know if he created a Cash App specifically just for me, but he said, "For well played, man, well played. Beers on me." And then when you actually clicked on it, it's like Mo Gumbo got hit in the head with the chair shot. So I always can go back and forth, with different fan bases. But of course, Saints fans, Panther fans, Falcons fans, sometimes they're going to come at me because they just think I'm a normal Buck fan, and it's just going to be normal shit talking back and forth. But I'm a fan of the league. And as long as we can be civil, we can get along, and you're going to show respect, have good chat etiquette, we can banter and go back and forth a little bit, but there has to make sure, at some point or another that certain lines aren't crossed. But $50 dono to get us started off to a really good start. It's been kind of challenging in the last, let's be honest, it's been challenging of 2023. But as of late, it's been challenging. And then now that gets us off to a really good start. Sarah with a $5. We're more than halfway, and the game hasn't even started. So awesome start. Thank you, Mo Gumbo. Thank you, Sarah. Sometimes, you can be surprised, right? Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $5 holla. Thank you so much. And we got to make sure we do that for Mo Gumbo as well. Mo Gumbo with a 50. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you, Mo Gumbo and Sarah. Thank you too very, very much. And just like that, we're at $55 hairs. Yeah, and like I said, I had her all day today. She got picked up just about 30 minutes ago, so she's over at the ex-girlfriend's house. So I told the ex-girlfriend that, it's a birthday today, so hopefully I already walked her, so hopefully they stop by Petco and give her lots of kisses and lots of love, maybe some snacks. I packed a couple greenies and a couple cookies, for her, blueberry yogurt and some greenies for the next 2 days, and food, packed in the rabbit that I bought her. And then I ended up leaving, the bone and the rope because I don't want things to get left. And she'll have that back Friday morning. So I won't see her, for tonight, Thursday, and I'll get her Friday morning. And happy birthday to my Paisley pup who turns 2 today. Daniel in the building. What's good? Let's go Mariners. Let's go. Yeah. Well, like I said, normally, I'm not going to go, straight up ham. But when it ends up being 100 to 106 degrees, in my house for 3 days straight, even though we have AC, in the living room, fans in, let's see, I got AC, an indoor one that's in the kitchen. We got fans in the living room, and I got 2 fans on me right now, one on the left, one on the right, but it's still, it's pretty hot, especially with all the equipment running, and then you got the photography light. So you still kind of feel it, but luckily we only have today and tomorrow that are going to be 95 to 105, and then it's going to go down to like the mid 80s, low 70s, thank God. So we'll be getting back to that. So, but like I said, you never know, when someone might surprise you. And that was probably the most surprised I've ever been, because out of like the hundreds of people that I've put in timeout or booted from the channel, like altogether, this is the first time that someone has donated after that happened. This is the first time ever in like, the 11 years that I've been grinding, maybe 7 years on YouTube. So obviously the reinstatement is alive. And I imagine we're going to see Mo Gumbo at some point or another. So very generous. I mean, hell, he could have done $1, and I might have reconsidered, but even 5 or 10, like, all right, this guy's really trying to get on the good graces. But what does he do? He does 10 times, the amount that I would assume that anyone would do, if not any, after that situation. And of course, he's been a fan of the channel and a part of the channel, I believe, since like 2017, 2018, since we started because I remember him in my Saints reaction videos. So looks like things are good, and we're here, and hopefully we can get a good matchup here today. Appreciate Cyberpunk and Sarah with the Twitter X help. Thank you very much. And if I end up having, any type of social media presence from Mo Gumbo on Twitter or Instagram, we'll follow each other, and hopefully things will be good from moving forward. Because again, if someone's going to drop a 50, that's usually only going to be one of the heavy hitters, not just anybody. So thank you, Mo Gumbo. You made Paisley's birthday 100% better than what it was going to be. Was I still going to buy all those things? Yeah, but obviously things were a little tight. And so that definitely made it a little bit easier, and I was able to get some Snapples, and I got some strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and so we had a little feast of that as well. So, but there we go, off to a fucking good start. Some Josh Downs, okay. All right, Julio, let's go. But you won the last two against them, didn't you? Come on, Julio, 1-0 count to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Be electric, my guy. You know you can do it. Pitches outside, 2-0 count. I like that. Julio not swinging at the first two pitches. It's like he actually got my phone call and got my text message. All right. 2-0 pitch inside. Big swing and a miss. Three one count. Let's go. And it's still pretty miserable, outside and whatnot. I'll still go up for a walk, late tonight between 10 and midnight because I got to get my exercise in. But God, it's just terrible. It's miserable. Julio, yes, sir. All the way in between the center fielder and the right fielder. Go for two, my guy. Go. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah. That's a good start from Julio Rodriguez, my boy J-Rod. Let's go. Hell yeah. And like I said, we need that guy to get started early in the game, and usually it's J.P. Crawford. And I was actually reading up that he is eligible to come back tomorrow if he's feeling okay from the concussion, but he may not. So next up, third baseman Eugenio Suarez, and hopefully he can play the Julio role, and Julio will play the JP role today. But sadly enough, right when we're just about to get J.P. Crawford, Tom Murphy just went on the IL, our backup catcher and our best hitter of the year so far, just hovering around 300, which is a little sad, but it's not going to be season ending. It's only going to be like 10 or 15 days, but maybe even sooner than that. But I think it was a strain. Let me go and look real quick again. I think it's like, I want to say a wrist strain or something of that nature. Let me look to see what the diagnosis is. I know I saw it just recently here. So Marco Gonzalez out for the year. Brian Wu, 15-day DL. Throw to first from Bobby Witt Jr. Suarez is out. Wu has got a forearm. He played catch on Monday with the team, but still sore, so he's on a 15-day. JP was on a 7-day, and he's projected. He may return tomorrow. He is eligible, but they're gonna make sure he's okay. And then Tom Murphy's on a 10-day IL with a left thumb sprain, which is not ideal. We need all the guys that we can get. So like I was telling y'all, with the trades, near the deadline, I know you wanted some of my players like Wu or Logan Gilbert, but I told you, like, a lot of these guys might end up getting banged up and hurt, and that's exactly what happened with Wu and some of these others as well. And other guys are stepping up, but I'm really happy we didn't get rid of Wu or Logan Gilbert. We kept him there, and then now, you got Tom Murphy hurt, so I'm just glad that we have depth to a certain degree, and hopefully we can catch fire today. Runner at third, one away. Oh, one pitch. France, there we go. 1-0 Mariners. Yeah, baby. And that's what happens when Ty France goes 4 for 6. And next up, Teoscar Hernandez goes 5 for 5. When's the last time you've seen someone go 5 for 5? I think for me, it might have been Ichiro way back in the day. But 5 for 5 Teoscar, he's leading the American League in strikeouts. So that was really impressive. And then Ty is normally cold. He got hot, and went 4 for 6 and was a hero last night. So hopefully we can keep that going. 1-0 Mariners. Yes, sir. Sauer in the building. What's good? How are you? Yes, we will. We're going to get the dub here today. Sauer, you know the craziest shit? I don't know if you looked at the chat at the very beginning. After I went to sleep last night, Mo Gumbo donated $50 to me on Cash App last night at like 3:30 in the morning. So either, he doesn't want to be banned. He wants to be a part of the channel. He wants to be able to watch the reaction videos and be able to comment and maybe hop in the streams because I'm going to be doing a lot of Saint football. He's been a part of the channel for as soon as I think from the very beginning, from like 2017, 2018. But again, I guess you can be surprised. And I think it's the first time that I've ever had to time out or ban someone, and they've actually did something like that in return. So, you never know. You can be extremely surprised with people. Sometimes, you can't judge a book by its cover. And, there's been some streams where we've hit some really good numbers, 100 to 200. And there's been others where we haven't hit the goal or not even close. So for him to be able to do that, obviously, reinstatement is complete. And now we'll have to see how things go moving forward. And I assume there's going to be a little bit more respect there. Back. Gone, baby. Let's go, Big Dumper. Cal Raleigh, 3-0 Mariners. And what's the magic number? It's 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We already got 3. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. That feels good. Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. So it's like if you're a Mariner fan and you don't come in the beginning of the streams, you never know what was going to be able to happen. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be talking shit, at least on one point or another, or if you're going to, try to stir the pot, at least donate. You can't just not donate and then, just keep talking shit and think things are going to be good. But even if someone was going to talk shit and donate, even that could be questionable, But like I said, the way that things have been going on the channel, you know what I mean? Some people donate, some people don't. And, I don't know what it is, compared to football streams and wrestling streams that definitely get full support. But it just seems like baseball, basketball, NHL, and NASCAR, they don't get the same kind of love. But, fucking A, I can't do NFL 365 24/7 because the season only lasts a few months. Now, if I could do NFL streams all year long, I would. And maybe I wouldn't touch some of these other things, But the Royals get out of the inning, but not unscathed. 3 hits, 3 runs, baby. Let's go. Yeah, but pretty wild, huh? Pretty freaking wild, man. So we'll see if he ends up showing up today or in the near future. But, like I said, chat etiquette and just being able to build a good community is important to me. And obviously he wants to be a part of this, and he's been a part of it since the beginning. So, hell, I don't blame him. We got a lot of really, really cool people that are part of the channel, and I'm always going to give it, 150% on every stream I do, and no bias, no bullshit. It's going to be entertaining, and we're going to have a great time. So here we go. 3-0 Mariners, huh? My God, that's awesome, huh? Just like that, we get going. You don't really know where the game is going to go, and then all of a sudden you get results like that. That's unbelievable. I like that. So first, Julio, right? We get him. Then what happens? France singles the left. Rodriguez scores when he went to third, right? 1-0. I'm happy, right? And then all of a sudden, Teoscar goes up nothing, even though he went 5 for 5, right? And then, no one really thinks Cal Raleigh's going to do anything because he's been a little cold, even though he's getting his home runs up. But he didn't really cash in like everyone did yesterday. He says, let me join the home run party today. And then boom. Right, 374 feet. France was on base. 3-0 Mariners. I absolutely love it. Love it, baby. And it's Paisley's birthday today, too. So happy birthday, Paisley Pup. All right, leading off for the Royals, third baseman Michael Garcia. Batting second, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. with an inside park the home run in game one and a grand salami in game two. And batting third, second baseman Michael Massey. Let's go. And on the mound, you know who it is. It's our version of a King Felix. He's not as good as King Felix, but we'll take it. Luis Castillo, 8-7 record with a 3.14 ERA. And right off the gates, here goes Michael with a stand-up double, or he's going for one sliding double. God, he's been on fire, Michael Garcia. And it's kind of ironic because I was like, I'm going to put someone on the thumb other than Bobby Witt. What did I do? I initially chose because I knew he was going to do good today, and I put him on the thumb, Michael Garcia, boom, and he gets on base on the first pitch with a double. Go figure. Let's go. The guy's money. And like I said, for a leadoff hitter, he's pretty damn good for Kansas City. And it seems like he always goes, 2 for 4, 3 for 4 most of the time. So another $3 holla. Thank you so much. Dono trains happen. It's all about participation and effort. And hopefully we'll get a few more people to come through and we'll be able to have a great night tonight. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $3 holla. I got a few of them here for you. And I'll get you some Colts ones. But we have to make sure we know where he comes from and what kind of athlete that we have and that what we're dealing with. I see you. Third rounder for the Colts should be a surprise player. 58 in donos. Let's get to a hundo. Ohtani with 42. Nice. Chopper right back up the middle. Get him at first. There we go. One away. Who's going to win the home run race this year, Ohtani or Matt Olson or someone else? That's the real question. Oh, yeah. And like I said, that's why I went to go see the Royals specifically to see him because he started a little bit slower than Julio last year. But when he was playing third base or, you can move him around, shortstop and whatever. But, he's their phenom. He's like their Adley Rushman of the Orioles or the Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners. He's the guy, So it's like it's kind of cool to be able to see, him finally start to develop more in a year or two than maybe year one. Or like another great example would be Diamondbacks, Corbin Carroll. Just like Julio, all-star, first year, boom. Like, he's already on superstardom already. So I would put Bobby Witt in that same category too. And he started at third base and they moved him. So that, it shows what kind of depth he has. And he's safe at home. 3-2. We already got 5 runs in the first inning. My God. I guess it doesn't matter who the pitcher is. We can just count on everyone giving up runs. But, I know we got George Kirby tomorrow, but Luis Castillo is no longer our one, unfortunately. And Logan Gilbert used to be the one, then he was the 2. Now Logan Gilbert's like the 5 or the 4. Castillo's the 3, Gilbert's the 4. Woo or Emerson Hancock are probably the 5 now, right? Because Marco Gonzalez is on injured reserve for the rest of the year. So it goes, George Kirby, Bryce Miller, or Bryce Miller, George Kirby. You can pick with whatever one you want. George Kirby was the all-star, but sometimes Bryce Miller pitches better. I think they're both phenoms. Miller deserved to go to the all-star game this year, too, in my opinion. So Miller, Kirby, Miller, Castillo at 3, Logan Gilbert at 4, and then a combination of Woo and probably at 5, Emerson Hancock at 6. So, and then it probably would have been Marco at 5, Woo at 6, Emerson Hancock at 7, but injuries. And we have Robbie Ray. And then Robbie Ray would have probably been 4 or 5. Based on this depth that we have now. So sometimes with guys getting hurt like Robbie Ray and Marco Gonzalez, it turned into fucking Bryce Miller and Brian Woo. Hell to the fucking yeah, Uh-oh. Oh, over Julio. 3-1, Seattle. I got too excited, figured it was going to be 3-2 sooner than later. Grover Stewart, let's do it. Let's go, Elliot. It's a lot better when we can get off to a good start early. That way we have plenty of time to see who else shows up and kind of go from there instead of like getting the first dono an hour or 2 hours in. Really hard to hit the goal and get a dono train going when everyone's just sitting there. So especially getting off started to a really fast note. And I got a dono at 3:30 in the morning from Mo Gumbo, and it was for $50. So apparently, wants to be a part of this particular channel. It's important to him. And I don't think I've ever put anyone in timeout or banned anyone for a short period of time or a long period of time and had them do something like that in return. But I guess, there's always going to be someone in life that surprises you. Reinstatement complete. And I imagine as we move forward, we're going to see a different type of Mo Gumbo in the room. Or maybe we'll see the same kind of Mo Gumbo, but maybe Mo Gumbo will donate while he's doing his thing. So we'll see. But either way, it's Paisley's birthday today, and I spent everything that I ended up getting on her to make her birthday great. I got her a big fruit bowl, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. Got her a brand new chicken bone, which was like $15, a new rope that was like $15, a new fucking rabbit, a stuffed animal, which was like 10 to 12, a pack of greenies that was like 24. So she was really happy, and she just got picked up about an hour ago. So then she'll get treated to another birthday celebration, hopefully by the ex. And then they'll treat her a little bit, and she'll be there Thursday all day, and I'll get her Friday morning, and we'll be right back at it. And I'll be taking her for her nature walk, and I won't miss her. For a long stretch, it'll just be like a day that I won't see her. But even one day is a lot for me. But absolutely, man. And like I said, when I went to go up to Seattle, when I got the Julio Rodriguez foul ball, I specifically wanted to see Bobby Witt Jr. and Julio to have that memory in their rookie seasons to say, hey, I was there. And then also to see Jordan Walker this year. So like I said, a lot of times I want to see the phenoms before they become phenoms. So big facts. Let me see if I can get you another Grover Stewart here. So here's a couple photos. And then if Mo Gumbo comes in, and I'll still throw up some photos for Mo Gumbo, even if he doesn't show up, but I'll give him some Saints photos for his generosity. And, obviously he got verbally assassinated, and it was really funny too, because when he sent the dono in the message, is like, I got hit in the head with the chair shot. He's like, you got me. And then let's see, what else did he say? He's like, chair shot Mo Gumbo. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, no fucking way. I was like, this is not happening, is it? Right. And they says, for well played, man, well played, beers on me. But 50, that's not a normal amount. That's like, I'm sorry amount. You know what I mean? I want to be a part of this channel, please. Like I want to be able to watch Saints games with you and, react to your Saints, reaction videos. And if it's been someone that's been a part of the channel since the beginning, since 2017, 2018, But yeah, so you get surprised. And then I actually, I let a couple people off the ban as well. So El Jefe, Chiefs fan, I let that one go, as well as Justin Wills. So we haven't seen Justin Wills in a while. He came back and then was being a fool again, and I'll give him one more chance. I don't know if he'll come to the channel, but I imagine he will, just to see if he can end up watching, videos and whatnot. And so, I did three. I did Justin Wills, I did El Jefe, so Panther fan, Chief fan, and then Mo Gumbo. And we'll see. It gave me a little change of heart to a certain degree, but I'll give second chances and third chances to only a few. Here's a few for Sarah. Well, Josh Downs, third rounder, wide receiver. And then we got your guy right here, too. You already know what it is. Underrated. Grover Stewart. No one even knows who it is. That's the best part. I mean, hell, even Colts fans don't even know who he is. I think there might be a breakout this year. So I appreciate you. I'll get some Saints photos up here in a second, too. I'm not a fucking hater. I always show gratitude and love, I mean, unless you want to get in the ring with Ali. (3-1) Marinez, top of the second. So I got to throw up some Drew Brees and some AK-41. It's, do I have to do that? No, but that's just who I am. I mean, if you got to get the fatality, the fucking babality, and the animality, and you're still going to come back and you still want to donate and be a part, that's a lot. I mean, who's willing to do that? He's the first one out of like 300 to 400 people that has ever done that within the last year or two or ever. But I appreciate you, Mo Gumbo. There's a legend for you, whether you're in the stream or you're not. And I'll do a couple more here. And I'm a fan of Drew Brees. It's not like Aaron Rodgers where it's like some people like him, some people hate him. Like if you don't like Drew Brees, if you're a Bucks fan or a Panther fan or a Falcon fan, you're just a hater. The guy was like arguably the best short quarterback of all time. Like yeah, Doug Flutie and whatnot, and then Russell Wilson, kind of started to make a name for himself. But Drew Brees will go down, moving forward as the best short, quarterback, 6 foot, 5'10", 11, 6 foot quarterback ever, you know. And not only that, for even just quarterback, not just short quarterback, but one of the top, 5, top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Some people wouldn't put him in the top 5. Some people would fringe, put him at 5, competing with guys like Elway and Marino and a few of these other guys that are there, right? He should have had probably more than one Super Bowl, but I mean, to throw for 5,000 yards and be 6 foot is insane to me. Like if you're doing it and you're like Herbert size or like Mahomes, well, duh, but or Josh Allen size. But when you're a tiny guy and you have a hard time seeing over the lineman, I mean, that really shows how elite he really was. Nice base hit there. There we go. Jose Caballero. Let's go. Nice job, Jose. Yeah, but who's to say that Bryce Miller, if he would have made the All-Star game, what would the perception been of him? Because he actually has a better record than Kirby. So if you're actually looking at who brings the heat, Miller. He's like the Castillo from last year. But Kirby, he brings a little bit of the heat, but he's more about location. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the stat line on the statistics side will lean towards Kirby, but the record and seeing the heat and the overall potential, Miller, if he's number 2, I mean, it's like a 1A, 1AA, or 1B. I don't even think you could put Miller as 2 because I honestly think both deserved it. And if you look at the record, Miller got a better record too. So both are awesome. But if they both would have made the All-Star game, what would have been the perception? Who's better at that point? And then maybe Miller because of the record if they both would have made it. You know what I mean? But they're both very good. ERA, WHIP, base on balls, compared to strikeouts, swagger, confidence, But George Kirby we drafted, we knew he was going to be good, first round pick. Bryce Miller, we had no expectations, just like Woo. We don't know. We hope you're good, but we don't know, Yeah. There we go. I like that, delete. Uh-oh, the playoff chances are over. That's not good. Top of the second, 3-1 Mariners. Runner at third, Jose Caballero. 2-1 count to Rojas. And what's really crazy is that when everyone said Seawald, we really needed him in the last 5 games. Like at the end where we're blowing it or we're barely winning it, yes, we need Seawald. But to get Rojas when we have these injuries to like J.P. Crawford and Jared Kelenic and a lot of these others, like Tom Murphy just got on the IL today as well, right? And then also having Dominic Canzone come in, from that trade. Bliss is still in AAA. And then Cade Marlowe filling in for Jared Kelenic. It's almost amazing that all these guys are getting injured and we've been kind of a shitty hitting team, but the new guys that are coming in are actually kind of holding their own. Like they look like they can be a part of the team next year. And I don't think a lot of people saw that, including me. I was like, oh, Rojas, he's garbage. Fucking Colton Wong 2.0, but worse. Can't even defend as good as him, but maybe slightly a better hitter. But what are we talking? A 220 hitter compared to a 210 hitter? That's not really a difference, But Rojas has been good against the Orioles and against the Royals as well. Dominic has done his thing, and Cade Marlowe has had some magic also. So it's kind of nice to be able to see we have depth, but it's sometimes lower name guys, next man up. Pitch is low, and he walks him. There we go. Like that. Rojas will take a walk from the 9 hole. Yes, please. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Baby. Paisley's birthday today, baby. She's 2 years old. And what would be better is Julio hitting a home run for me and Paisley today. Can you be electric for me today, Julio? I hope you can. Julio, 2 for 2. 2 for 2. There we go. 4-1 Mariners. Julio's playing like J.P. Crawford in the leadoff position, and that's why we're ahead. Now, if Julio doesn't get hits in the first 2 innings, what do you think the score is? You think it's 4-1? Hell no. We're down 1-0. So JP is eligible tomorrow, but Tom Murphy just went on the IL for 10 days. So we'll see where it goes. But I don't know if JP will come back from the concussion tomorrow, but he is eligible. And how do I know? Is because I'm a nerd and I read literally everything Mariners. So thank you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Oh, happy birthday to her. What's her name? Or what's his name? I thought it said grandma, but it's a pa. What's his name? Is that on your dad's side or your mom's side? Your dad's side. I know it's crazy when she's two. Like when I posted on YouTube community and Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and I tried to find photos. Like literally, she debuted on the channel and she was like 5 pounds. Like her head was like that big. She was like literally like right here. Like you could have her in the frame. Your mom's. Oh, okay. Donald. Happy early birthday. But yeah, and it's crazy now. She's as big as how many of these? Like 10. 65 pounds or so, something like that, 50 to 65. So she's done growing, but I got to help her lose weight. She's got a little bit of a pudge, like like your boy. We're trying to lose weight together, but we like to eat. So, I try not to give her as many cookies and other things, but it's like, okay, she gets the dog food. And instead of 3 cups, we're down to 2, but it ends up being like 2.25 because she whines at night, and then I try to give her a greenie. That's something. Then I give her fruit, strawberries and blueberries. And then that's more, so it's like, and then I try to give her less cookies. But even if we're doing 2-3 walks a day, I'm giving her a lot. So it's like, I need to cut back, but I love her so much. I want her to go to Flavor Town. I don't want her to be miserable and only eat like dog food, even though we give her like the good stuff, like the salmon and rice flavor. I don't do chicken or beef because it's not good for the dog. You have to go for like the lamb and rice or the salmon and rice. Like you have to do that. But yeah, but I eat a lot of fruit. So usually when I go to the grocery store, I'll buy a big ass tub for like $10, $9, and it's all cut up already. Cantaloupe, watermelon, whatever. When I get watermelon container, cantaloupe, melon container, and then, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry container. And they're big, but they're expensive. Fuck, like a container's like $9. You get a tiny one for $5, but you get a tiny one for $5, that bitch is gone in a couple hours for me. So I want to have it last a couple days. So I made sure she went to Flavor Town, give her some big strawberries, and she was super happy. And then had her, the windows rolled down, so in the back seat she could have her head out the window. She loves the air, because dogs' noses are like 1,000 times stronger than a human, so it's everything sniff, 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 and when you can get that air, breeze going into the nose, and it's not a fan, and she can get the flavors and the smells coming in as we're driving. I could tell because like she'll give it like a whimper or a whine, and I always know which each whimper or whine is. This one is I'm hungry, Dad. This one's like I got to go take a shit or take a piss, Dad. Open the back door, or I want to go for a walk, Dad. Pay attention to me, Dad. Get off your phone, or I want some fruit, Dad. Or I need water, Dad. So you just have to be able to know which one it is. So just got Ty Francis got hit in the elbow. He gets hit by the pitch by every game, it seems like, and that's number 1 in MLB, Ty France. It's like, are they just trying to injure my guy? I mean, golly. Bases loaded for the Mariners. And then another good stat, like I mentioned, the Mariners are one of 2 teams that's tops in Major League Baseball with the bases loaded. Dodgers, Mariners are the 2 best in 2023. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Time flies. It does feel like yesterday. And it's crazy, too, because some people, when a dog grows up, the love for them goes away. They're like, oh, they're not cute anymore. They're not snuggly, and they're not 5 pounds. But for me, it's like watching a child grow up. I don't have any kids of my own, so that's my daughter. So it's like I really am treating her like, as if she is my daughter, but on the dog level, which means she probably gets even more love because chances are if I had a daughter, I probably wouldn't be kissing her forehead 1,000 times a day, probably like 100, So it's a little different there. Lots of love, but it's just it feels good that she's with me full time, and she still gets that time there, but I get most, and that's really what's important for my mental health and for her well-being. So bases loaded, top of the second, 4-1 Mariners. Magic numbers: 5 runs, 7-10 hits, and we're already almost there. And I'm glad that I was able to, celebrate it with her this morning, and decided to go to Petco. And Mo Gumbo was a big part of that. So that's another part of the reinstatement. It could have been $5 and I would have reinstated him. But to do 50, like, dude, you made my puppies 2-year birthday, celebration amazing, because I had some money in there, but I wouldn't have been able to buy all the things. I mean, hell, a bag of greenies is like almost $25 and you only get 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to get it for the dog's health and for their teeth and fresh breath. But golly, you got to be rich as hell to be affording greenies every week. $100 in fucking greenies in a month on top of a bag of food that might be $100, and then toys and attention, but she's worth it. And it's cool that you guys have been able to see her grow. So it's like whatever you guys have seen, I've seen. So you're a part of the journey as well, which is cool. Big part of the channel. And I do wish she was here, but at least now, knowing that it is her birthday, which I knew, I had this like ESP moment, and I was like, there was no like reminder post on Facebook, but it was yesterday, and I was talking with my mom and some family, and I was like, it's Paisley's birthday tomorrow. I don't know why, but I think it is. And I just remember it was like in the beginning of October, and when we got her 6 weeks, and you're supposed to get a dog at like 8 weeks, but we got her 2 weeks early, and her eyes were blue, and now they're kind of gold, and they change color as they grow, and then as soon as I woke up and saw the Mo Gumbo $50 dono, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, holy shit. And then the reminder came, 1 year ago you posted, and then I was like, damn, I was right. So then I was like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to Petco this morning. So I wanted to go, took her for an hour walk, and then early at like 9 a.m. I was like, I got to get her all the gifts and all the toys and whatnot. And in Paisley style, little dribbler at home, force out. And there you go. They get saved with the bases loaded. We do not cash in. That's rough. Nice play by the Royals. You got to give them credit there. It was just a lucky dribbler right in front of the catcher. It scoops it right when the slide was coming in. And the one time where we have bases loaded and we don't produce, then it happened right there. But yeah, I mean, to be able to get Paisley on that walk and that schedule and that regimen, it's important, especially if I want to treat her well. But like in Paisley fashion, if I get her a toy or 2 or 3, I'm going to gently introduce. Sometimes I would hold on to one. Like there's no point of giving me her 2 bones at once, but like on special occasions, sometimes maybe I will. I'll get a big bone and I'll get a medium bone, and I'll have her, go ham on, both and whatnot. And a lot of the bones that I get, the Benny bones, they're expensive. They're like $20 to $25 bones, but when you get them, they last like a month or 2, not like a week if you get a bone for like $5 or $10. So, and they have more flavor, bacon or chicken. So, and then she loves that shit. So, got her one of those, got her a rabbit that squeaked. She obliterated the squeakers within like 2 minutes. And so that was already done, and like ripped out some stuffing, and, those animals die real quick. She gets a stuffed animal. That son of a bitch is dead. I mean, we're talking 30 seconds, 1 minute, maybe 10 minutes. Yeah, freaking crazy. Yeah, I saw about Gage. I've been reading NFL news. No surprise, though, because he's been getting hurt every year with us. So for him to miss the year and get injured last year, he's done. He's not. I mean, we tried it for like Brady insurance, like Julio, but just sometimes guys are just not a fit. You draft guys, that works out. If you bring in a guy, chances are he's not going to be as good as he was on his previous team. It's just that's how it goes most of the time, unless the guy is a beast and he can be good anywhere. But usually there's injuries, or, they don't play as good. So unfortunate for Gage. All right, let me go get my drink. I got to go get a drink, and then I got to throw up some more Saint photos here real quick, too. One sec. I got to throw at least a couple Alvin Kamaras in here for me and for Mo Gumbo. And I got to be able to do the Color Rush. Those are some of the best on planet Earth. Nice blast down the third baseline. Is that a double or a triple? Going for 3. Safe. God damn it. Lead off triple. Is that good? Fuck no. All right, Mo Gumbo. Mo Gumbo, you got me. All right, man. Appreciate you, Mo Gumbo. $50 holla at 3:30 in the morning. Make Paisley's birthday good. Thank you, bro. So fresh and so clean, clean. I gotta go get my drink. It's hot as shit in here. 4-1 Mariners. Hopefully they don't score. All right, I'm back. All right, 4-1 Mariners. Got the kiwi strawberry today. Oh, it's good. Popped up. Rojas. There we go. Waters is at third. It's like he's creeping. All right, DHing for Kansas City, Kyle Isbell. Come on, baby. Big swing and a miss. And I really like these rotating logos. They're like my favorite thing now. Like, when I see regular transparent logos, that's cool. But when I see them like glitter and shine, that's cool. When they kind of go side to side. But the ones that go in the 360, that's the dopest shit ever. Like, there's nothing doper than that. And it just took me this long to be able to kind of figure out how I wanted to lay out the channel, with the ticker and everything else and the scoreboard and the baseball cards. But nothing is going to be better than that, and that is super dope. Fly ball. All the way to left field, tagging up. Safe at home, 4-2 Mariners. Still got the lead. Come on, Castillo, baby. Come on, man. Come on, man. What kind of lemonade? Regular, pink lemonade, regular, strawberry? Come on, Castillo. Come on, baby. Matt in the building. What's good? One of my brothers from another mother. My Hawaiian brother. Go Ducks. What's good, bro? How are you? Big swing and a miss. Longest hitting streaks. Oh my God. Michael Garcia, number 2 all time for the Royals? Wow. 18. God, he balling. And I put him on the thumb. And wow. We got him there. Struck him out. Yeet. Nice job, Castillo. Still 100, 105 degrees here. So we got today and tomorrow, and then I'm done. And then it's going to be in the 80s, which will be much better than 105. 85 to 105. Yeah, give me the 85. But still, it's kind of like hell in the house. We got air conditioning in the kitchen, 3 fans in the house, 2 on me right now, 1 in the living room. But still, with all that being said, the position of the house where the sun beats down on one of the bedroom and one of the sides, it's like, God, it absorbs it so much. So if we can't get a cool down period to like 50 to 60 at night, if we open the window, then, you're just going to be stuck at that temperature, which kind of sucks, but it will get, cooler here in a few days. And I can't wait to be able to open up my bedroom window and stick the fan in the window and bring that cold air in all night long. And there's nothing better than that instead of just having an AC right in your face, because I love that cool breeze. I can have the covers on me. Maybe my leg is hanging out, but I like to have the breeze on my face and my arms. And I want to be able to feel cool. So it's like the room can still be kind of warm, but if I get the cool on me, if I'm in that area, then I'll at least be able to be comfy. It's like the rest of the house might be hell, but at least I'm in that 1% area that's really, really good. So I did running back for the Ducks. But I don't have a lot of people that are as hardcore Ducks. I mean, obviously, there's some people, you and Matt and a few others, that we have. And then obviously my boy, Collegiate Art Designs, Brian Jones. Brian Jones. And he's one of the best entrepreneurs in the Pacific Northwest. His stuff is trademarked through the NCAA. He is the official chain maker for the Oregon Ducks, which is a big thing. And he had pictures of me front row on his website, and I didn't even know him at that time. So we have a really good bond. And I got like every chain, and sometimes we do giveaways. And Matt was actually one of the first ones with a giveaway. And we gave Matt an Oregon Duck chain all the way in Hawaii. What to do, Mo Gumbo? I was talking about you earlier in the stream. And, out of all the people that I've ever put in timeout, or if I've ever booted temporarily or permanently, nobody really donates, let alone donates like that. It was my puppy's birthday today. And when I wake up at 6 a.m. and at 3:30, you come in there and you drop a 50 spot, to be able to be a part of the channel. I've been a part of it since the beginning. Saints reaction videos, and then I'll be doing Saints live streams, and I know you'll be in there. And I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. We're going to have times where we're going to agree to disagree and talk shit, right? But if you're going to be like that, and we're going to see eye to eye on that kind of level, that type of respect level, because this is my dream, this is my goal, this is my lifeline, this is my legacy. This is literally the most important thing to me in my life besides Paisley and the GF. So it's like, and besides my, mom and dad and all the key components in my life, so obviously I have dedication towards, the girlfriend or towards the dream and the legacy and the YouTube channel and Paisley. And I put that up to the highest degree of, sincerity and whatnot. And you made Paisley's birthday great. I ended up being surprised. I don't think we follow each other on Twitter or Instagram, but we should. So that way, unless we already do and I didn't know, and you're not active on there. But if you do have Twitter or Instagram, you should follow me so that way we can talk on there. And yeah, like I said, as soon as I saw that, I was like, no fucking way. Then I looked for you, honestly, like on like social media to see if I could find you. But goddamn, your first and last name are so goddamn common. I might as well call you Mike Smith, So I was like, well, he'll be back. And then went to Petco, got her some blueberry greenies, her favorite, which is like 10 pieces, like $25. Got her a rope for 10 to 15. Got her a brand new chicken bone, like 10 to 15. What else did I get her? A rabbit, that was like 10, and so like spent like $57, to be able to make her birthday great, and already had some, cookies, and then went to Safeway and got a big ass thing of fruit of blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, so that way she could enjoy it too. And yeah, without you doing what you did, that probably doesn't happen. And that's like one of the most important things to my life, to me, is like my daughter. So if you're going to take care of me and that helps take care of my daughter, then yeah, we're definitely on much better terms than we were yesterday. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I think that this could be something nice, moving forward. We don't have to always agree on things. We can always agree to disagree. You're a Saint fan, I'm a Buck fan, for Christ's sake. But to see a common ground, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. And if I was like a hater or I didn't care about people, I could have just kept it to myself and not told people. But sometimes certain acts like that need to be told. Like I said, because if it's not told and it's just something that you say, or if you're a part of the channel or not, it's like you deserve that. So, appreciate you very much, man. Yes, and yeah, I did see about Herman Ho Ching, the former Duck running back. He's not a, like, oh my God, NFL player, and even LaMichael James couldn't pan out. But he was a guy that's kind of like an Oregon legend, even though he's not Joey Harrington. But like anyone that plays for the Ducks or Beavers, you're big. Like that's a big deal. We don't forget about you. If you're a legend here and your NFL career sucks like Joey Harrington, guess what? I still fucking rock the Stone jersey to this day, and people always say something like, Joey Harrington's one of those guys that he was the one that got me into loving Ducks football. I watched it when I was a kid, but to really fall in love with it, it was Joey Harrington. He was the guy, and I ended up swooping up a sewn white rare Joey Harrington Nike exclusive sewn jersey. That's like a $200 to $350 jersey. Some guy in Ohio was selling it for $30. And I was like, cha-ching, yeah, I'll buy that. And it is incredible because most college jerseys don't have the name on the back. And, to be able to, have that and get that for such a deal. I mean, it's just sad, man. Some guys that passed away way too soon. Herman Ho-Ching, running back for the Ducks in the 90s. Rest in peace, brother. Sucks. We've had a couple people, and we had another player, remember, with the rock climbing accident, the tight end, and then he died. So it's, very, very sad. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you. 4-2 Marinez. Yeah, well, he's going to be up there. Bo Nix, right? Michael Penix Jr. And then you're going to obviously have the top dogs, Drake May and Caleb Williams. Yeah, they X'd out his name. Yeah, Joey Heisman instead of Joey Harrington. He was really good back then. And you know what's really crazy for me being like an old school Duck fan, like just to be like 100% real, out of all the Duck teams that we've ever had, and I've watched since probably the mid 80s, like 85, that team that Joey Harrington was on when we ended up playing Colorado in the Fiesta Bowl, when we should have, it was Nebraska and Miami in the championship. Jeremy Shockey and Ken Dorsey, all that, right? So we should have played them, but Nebraska did. It was like 1-4. We were number 2. We got robbed. That is the best Duck team we've ever had from top to bottom. If you actually look on how many NFL players we had in that team, either freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, as the next 4 years went on, from that team to the end of that team, that was the best team we've ever constructed. Because we had like secondary guys, NFL, corners and safeties, linebackers, NFL, guys up front on the D line, NFL. You had skill position players, NFL, like, Keenan Howery, Sammy Parker, Joey Harrington, Maurice Morris, Ontario Smith. I mean, fuck, we had quarterbacks, we had fucking running backs, wide receivers, Justin Peel, tight end, offensive line, everyone on the team. I mean, we literally had. I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure we had somewhere between like 20 to 30 NFL players, in that regime in a 4-year period. But that was the best team we've ever had. Even though we went to the Natty and, we had the other team that the second best, or arguably one of the best, was the one where we should have won the Natty against Cam Newton, but that guy rolled on his back and then we didn't get the tackle. And that's the one where we had Jeff Mayo and Darren Thomas. That we should have won that one. LaMichael James, DeAnthony, that was ours. That was our Natty. We didn't deserve the one with Mariota, but that one against Auburn, against Cam Newton, that was the Ducks Natty. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That was ours. Can't guard Matt. Yeah. But if you guys go back as Duck fans, Matt and delete, go and look on that team, when they ended up playing Colorado and then even going up to that bowl game, like, Civil War and some of those big matchups. But if you watch that Joey Harrington team in that particular year, top to bottom, I mean, it's what put Duck football on the map, In the Mike Bellotti era, Rich Brooks did some, but we needed that guy, the Bellotti, that swagger, and then eventually it turned into Chip Kelly, and that took us to a whole nother level to the program. Mike Bellotti, and then all of a sudden we went to Nick Saban and Chip Kelly. It was unbelievable to watch, to see that, like, you knew that he was one of the best play callers in the world. Like he was OC on the Ducks, I think in 2008, and we played against Des Bryant when he was in college at Oklahoma State. And I remember watching Chip call plays as OC. I was like, this motherfucker is crazy. Jeremiah Masoli, a.k.a. Jeremiah Max Stoley, because he went into the dorm rooms and stole IMAX like an idiot, and you could have been in the NFL. What were you doing? Jeremiah, but he was really badass when he was on our team. He ran that read option like a fucking goat. He was burly, kind of Samoan Hawaiian kid. You run the read option, you try to tackle him, he'd be like, fuck you, bah, and run you over. And then when we started the 2009, that was Chip Kelly's first year as head coach. And then went Natty, Rose Bowl, Natty, Fiesta. Or Natty, I'm trying to remember. Hold on. So, no, Rose Bowl, Natty, Rose Bowl, Fiesta. Because Rose Bowl, we lost to Ohio State. Then we went to the Natty against Auburn, lost. Then we ended up going to the Rose Bowl again, beat Wisconsin, and that was like one of the 100-year anniversaries. That was D'Anthony Thomas, kick return, boom, 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 cool helmets, reflective, awesome, one of the best teams of all time, baby, right? And then we went to the Fiesta Bowl the following year. It's kind of hard to remember, but when you've been thinking about Duck football since '85, you got them in there. Yeah, but if you compare that team to some of the other teams that we've had in the last 20, that team to me, based off talent and having every level of NFL players, even on the O line and the secondary for the Ducks, that doesn't happen often. So it's like we had every level: O line, a linebacker, secondary. That's kind of maybe we have a D lineman like a Nata, but when you had those guys, it's like T.J. Ward and you had Walter Thurman the third. Patrick Chung. It's like we had some guys. Haloti Ngata, and we had some guys, that were actually pretty good. But Joey Harrington, though, and then Ontario Smith, who went to the Vikings, and then Maurice Morris, Seahawks. They were pretty fucking good. Keenan Howery, catching machine. Sammy Parker was like the D'Anthony Thomas back then. He was the sprint guy, the guy in track, and he would catch the long balls for touchdowns. Super exciting. And then Justin Peele, was a tight end. Lots of memories. Big facts. I'm excited to do Duck games this year, and hopefully we can, have a good season. Mo Gumbo, you still in the room? I did this for Mo Gumbo, and I knew Mo Gumbo might come through the room or through the stream or not, but that shows you what type of person I am. Hey, I might verbally assassinate everyone on planet Earth. If you want to be able to have a freestyle battle, like I'm like doing freestyle. Yeah, good luck. If you bring it, you bring it. And you just want to make sure that lines don't get crossed. There's some kind of chat etiquette. And we've had a lot of trolls and a lot of haters. And also we've had people get booted and make fake profiles and want to come back. We do have an awesome community and whatnot. And I'd rather not boot someone than boot someone, of course. It's like I'm trying to be able to hit numbers and whatnot. But you want to be able to have the good people, the right people that are going to fit with the others, right? But I appreciate you, Mo Gumbo. Saint fan. Drew Breezes. AK-41, Drew Brees, the color rush, one of the best in the NFL besides the Raiders in the same color scheme, except in the numbers, instead of it being gold, it's silver, and it looks amazing. Josh Jacobs has one. Incredible. And then that jersey right there, that look. Hello, I am AK-41, the alien, Alvin Kamara. That's what you do, though. If someone shows you respect, you show it back. You acknowledge. I mean, it doesn't have to be like Roman Reigns, acknowledge me. It don't got to be like that. It could be more like Brock Lesnar, shaking the hand of Cody, unplanned, and something like that. That wasn't scripted, but he just wanted to put him over and do that, and obviously respects him and likes him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have fucking done that. So, popped up, Bobby Witt Jr., one away. Not today, Bobby. You already had the inside the park home run in the first game and a grand salami yesterday. Next up, second baseman, Michael Massey. Yeah, and also being able to see D'Anthony, it's like Tyreek Hill, right? To see him run in front row in front of you, going like 30 miles an hour. I'll tell you something, man. Like I've seen the best of the best when USC was like 10-1, Oregon was like 10-1. Me and my dad were on the 20-yard line, like in the fifth row. And to be able to see D'Anthony run a punt or a kickoff return, full speed in front of you and score right in front of the duck bench, in front of the cheerleaders and the television crew and the cameraman, it was, I can't even put into words what it was. It was incredible, man. Unforgettable. What's good, bro? It's all good, brother. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we have any yet. Yeah, we got nothing, but we will. All right, let me refresh this. Paisley's birthday today. I never knew what it would be like to be a Faja. Regardless if it's with an animal, or if with a son or a daughter. I don't got no kids, which is kind of rare because most of the people that I grew up with, like everybody's got kids, like everybody. You know, but to be able to, give my all to try to take care of Paisley and give her the fucking best life that she can have, compared to any dog on planet Earth. That's my goal. So, but it felt good, Mo Gumbo come in, donate heavy so I can go to Petco and treat her. Got her greenies, blueberry flavor, not regular, because I'm gonna treat her like a princess. Give her a little rabbit stuffed animal, destroyed in 2 minutes. Right, brand new chicken bone, $20. Who cares? And a brand new rope, blue one, so that way she can bite on it and tug on it. Dogs like that shit, especially her. And then and in Paisley's style, she always likes to be able to try one of them. Like, let me bite on the bone on each end. There's like 3 ends. And then like, oh, let me nibble on this rope for a little bit, and I'll get it like kind of slobbery, and I'll try to rip it apart into a bunch of pieces, but I'm unsuccessful. I'll get back to that later, and then go over the rabbit. So she had a good time. 2 years old. Can you believe that? Your boy's been a Faja for 2 years. I'm trying to be a number one dog dad on planet Earth in the rankings. Just like in the beer pong rankings in Oregon, I'm up there. I'm in like the top 5. So the Oregon Beer Pong Association. You got to be hella good with the beer pong. Got to know how to drink the beers, and you got to be able to shoot. You had to have played basketball at some point in your life. Now, if you played basketball at some point in your life, you're going to be really fucking good at beer pong. But if you only play baseball or hockey or football, it's a 50-50. You might be good, you might be drunk, you might be terrible. Facts. I do miss, the younger me, though. We did have a house, and we had a pool table that we played on, and we had double couches on both sides. So when we had like the party in the garage, there would be 5 people on the couch on each side, people surrounding the table, and then we're going 2-on-2, and we got music going. And then there's just drinks and shots. And I mean, it's getting loud. Sometimes we'd have like the garage door open. I mean, we'd have like 30 to 50 people at the house on a Friday, but normally it was like coworkers from like, phone sales that we did. But yeah, we actually had a record board on a piece of paper to kind of go over everyone's record there. And me and the other guy that lived there, we were by far the best. And when it was all said and done, like in 3 years, I think I was like 230-30, something like that. Like, as we just every time we played, we marked, okay, we won, and we ran the table. And then imagine like being faded, and you're like, 5 games in, and you're faded, and you're still winning. That's obviously when you got people that have played like basketball at some point on any competitive level, because then those are the people that are just like, damn, you going crazy right now. Like, there's no way that we should be hanging with these people that are fresh. And sometimes it happens, unbelievably. I had to switch platforms. Russell Gage, yeah. 4-2 game. Mariners, bottom of the third. Yeah, I miss her. But we got our hour walk in before it turned into like hell here, over 100 degrees. And she got lots of love and attention, and took a nap on dad's leg. And, and hopefully she's getting the birthday treatment, over there, and getting gloves over there for tonight and tomorrow. And then I'll get her Friday morning. And so I really only don't see her for a day. But I mean, the connection that I have and the amount of love I have for her, it's like I wouldn't want to be apart ever. That's how much, the bond is. So got to be pretty strong if it's like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mo Gumbo fucking, coming in, and then we're going to battle verbally. You know, And part of the channel, not part of the channel, $50 dono in the middle of the night, surprising, go back and then I unblock a couple people, you know, figured people will come in, got to show gratitude and appreciation, especially if you've been a part of the channel since the beginning. You don't want to give up those reaction videos or hang in the room with a bunch of dope Saints fans because I get a lot of the dope Saints fans. I get some of the crazy Saints fans, but I get some ones that are pretty cool. And they just are like, tripped out that someone that is a Buccaneer fan can be so supportive. Like a lot of them think I'm actually low key a Saint fan. Like I'm a low key Saint fan because all the knowledge and the players that I like. But I just want to see our division do well, whoever represents it. I don't want us to be the laughing stock. I don't want to be the NFC least, or the worst division in football. That's embarrassing. You don't want to have just one good team. You preferably would like to have three and then one that's going to hopefully get there. But sometimes it's like, oh God, one, And then most of the time, NFC South, it's two that are improving and two that are the powerhouse, 2-2. But this year, it's going to be 1-3. One really good, Saints, and then three, off the wall. But I do think the Atlanta Falcons are going to win or get second place. Throw home. Safe. Damn it. 4-3 Mariners. Salvador Perez backing up his dump truck all the way down to home plate. Safe. Now he's giving us this reaction. Nice job, dude. He always kills the Mariners. Just within the last 5 years, I don't even remember a game that he hasn't not got a hit or embarrassed us. Like literally every game I remember in the last 5 years, he always has done something positive and usually multiple things positive in a game. Like he's just really good against us, regardless of the pitching. Next up, Melendez. Beatty popped up. Oh, baby. He's out. Yeah. 4-3 Mariners. 6 hits apiece. Let's go. It's going to take a while. But that's pretty wild, though, right? And obviously I could have just left it that way, but why would I, have such a feeling, to be that much of a hater that someone's going to do that and then I'm not going to give them a chance to, come back or redeem themselves or, see if we can, have a new connection, legendary shit. Taking care of my Paisley pup. But Saints, 10-14 wins. Falcons, I think they're hoping that they can get to 10, but it might be closer to 8 or 9. If you get to 10, that it's like hallelujah. I mean, it's like, I don't know what you say if you get to 10, but if you get to 10, hallelujah, right? And you might get a running in the wild card. But realistically, 8 or 9, right? And then if you underwhelm, 5-7, right? But still, even if that happens, you still could get second place. Panthers, third, and highest case scenario for them, 8 wins, but I'm thinking somewhere between 5 and 7. Best case scenario for them, 9, and I don't even think that's too early. And then Buccaneers, I'm hoping 0-3. Realistically, probably somewhere between 2 and 7. Hopefully closer to 2 and 3, and definitely last place in the South. But hopefully it's 3 to 5 wins. But I would prefer it to be 0 if I'm really being honest, because I want no doubts. I want to be able to choose my quarterback between the top guys. So, but if you let me know if you think that's accurate evaluation or not, or if you think any differently, but based off my research and my film study and looking at the coaching staff and the rookies coming in, that's what it kind of feels like to me. And I'm not saying I'm going to be right all the time, right? Because I'm not. But I feel that a lot of the evaluations, I feel it's one of the things that I'm really, really good at, predictions and evaluations. But also I put in more time than anyone else. And I feel that's a part of me being able to have the ESP and having the visions and the something coming to me and then I say it and then it happens and it creeps me out, but we got the goats in the room. And the South, it's going to take a while. We're not the fucking, the NFC West or the North or the East. We're nowhere near that. Top of the fourth, 4-3 Mariners. Come on, Julio. Julio popped up, one away. God damn it, Julio. But at least he went 2 for 2 prior to that. Next time, brother. Ballin'. Next up, the Mariners third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. He can play defense and he can play offense. He is a double threat. But what do you think about that, Shep? Based off my NFC South breakdown, does that sound about right to you? Falcons are going to be one of the surprise teams, in the NFC overall, just because no one's talking about them, because no one's thinking about them. Same thing with the Lions. I think you guys could be the two teams that kind of surprise, even though some people already can kind of see it coming. And I'm not saying that this third team I mentioned is going to be a surprise, but one thing is I think that no one knows what they are is Washington. What are they? A fourth place team? Or is this team actually going to be special this year? Because every 4 to 5 years they win the division or get second place. So is it this year? We don't know. I think there's a lot of question marks there. I think we have confidence in a lot of the top end teams, but then we see kind of the blossoming teams like the Giants, blossoming, Atlanta, Detroit. But what about Washington though? Do we don't know? Nobody knows. Hell, I don't even know. I mean, it's easy to predict. Yeah, the last place again. But what if it's the special team this year? And it's probably more likely they can get to 5 wins rather than 10. But fucking NFL, injuries start piling up on the teams and the Eagles, Cowboys, right? And then all of a sudden you can kind of wiggle your way up a little bit. And the Giants. 4-3 Mariners. 2 outs, 2-1 count. But as a Falcon fan, you agree that you're going to get second place. And there's still holes on your team, but you should be able to get it done. Because you should be there with the Panthers, but a little bit better based on some of the personnel that you have. As long as you guys don't get hurt. Now, if you get hurt, then they're going to take the spot for you. But if you can stay healthy, it's yours. That's pitch on the corner for a strike. Well, of course, you want to be closer to 10 wins rather than 5, especially when you've drafted Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Desmond Ritter, A.J. Terrell, right? And you need a new Deion Jones. You need some new life on the D line and the linebacker and the secondary. You need some new blood in there. Goddamn Snapple. Shit is made from the gods. So Teo. But if I'm a Bucks fan and I have you at second, then that should make you very excited. Because I mean, like I said, when I do the breakdowns, I'm not going to get everyone. There's always going to be a worst to first or a third to second or third to first that we miss, even as people that think that they're experts. I mean, there's going to be things that you can't predict, like injuries, right? But I think that the Falcons are definitely number 2. So, yeah, definitely need more O-line, pass rush, more wide receiver help, and you have to figure out if Ritter's the guy or the backup. And if he ends up being the backup, it actually could be a blessing because then if you get someone better, then you're going to take off. Then you're going to compete with the Saints quicker than just trying to catch up to them, but actually being there. They win 12, you win 10, or 11 if you get the right pieces. But you still have a lot of holes like the Panthers do, and the Buccaneers. They're just goddamn terrible. People are going to love just seeing me get angry watching the Bucks, but it's I'll be happy that we lose, but there'll be a lot of what are we doing, Buccaneers moments for sure. Baker with another pick six. Wolford, Kyle Trask. And I feel bad for guys like Godwin and Evans and Devin White and Lavonte David. It's like, fuck, you get stuck with this bullshit. But we already won the Super Bowl, and that was the plan. And so you got 3 years with Brady, roughly. You got to win it, and if you don't, then there goes the legacy. So and we got it done. So Mo Gumbo, the man, the myth, the legend. So I got hundreds that have gotten timeout or the ban, temporary or forever. No one's ever done that. Interesting. Made Paisley Pup's birthday great. Next up, big dumper Cal Raleigh, and he homered earlier in the game. He's motherfucking electric. He's one of my favorite players on the team, right there with Julio. I like homegrown guys that we draft. Top of the fourth, 4-3 Mariners. Runner at first and second. Come on, Cal. Let's go yard again, baby. Just finished watching Andor, the Star Wars kind of spinoff that's on Disney Plus. That has Mandalorian and Mandalorian the second season and whatnot. If you're into Star Wars or those spinoffs, I highly recommend watching it. They're very good. And then I think I have Bad Batch, and then we have another one coming out in like a week. I'm excited. I like the Star Wars spinoffs. Anything Star Wars, I'm watching. Kind of like Marvel and DC for a lot of us. It just depends on, I guess, how hardcore you are with those type of things. But for me, it's like, yeah, for sure. That shit comes out, yeah, I'm watching that shit, and I'm not going to be on my phone unless I'm watching it on my phone. All right, let's go. To the bottom of the fourth. Who's up for Kansas City? All right, next up for the Royals in the bottom of the fourth, center fielder Drew Waters. What is Drew? 1 for 1 with a run. Batting second, right fielder Nelson Velasquez. 0 for 1. And batting third, DHing for the Royals, Kyle Isbell. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Luis. Get an update on the K's and what we're dealing with. All right, so Luis Castillo, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 1 K. Kind of uncharacter performance for him, but he's our third best pitcher now. Bryce Miller and George Kirby are better. And then with MacArthur, newly acquired from the Phillies, he had no wins, no losses. He pitched 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs. He had an ERA of like 12 or 13, and now it's 15.43. And now Marsh is in. So that's what's going on right now. Ouch. 8-0 to the A's. That's rough. Drew tripled. I saw that. Got to make sure that we contain Mr. Waters. No triples, dude. Pitches inside, 1-1 count. Bottom of the fourth, Mariners 4, Kansas City Royals 3. Pitches outside, 2-1 count. Come on, Louise. 1K? Like, you used to be a guy that could get 10. One? Come on, bro. You ain't Felix Hernandez. You're not George Kirby. You're not Bryce Miller. Come on. What happened to the Luis Castillo from last year? He's still a really good player, but he ain't number one guy anymore. Not on our team, at least not this year. Popped up. Get it, Julio. Running back to the warning track and easy peasy lemon squeezy. Shit, if it's going to Julio, you're not getting on. Like, he's gonna rob the home run like Griffey, or he's gonna get it like 99 out of 100 times. Occasionally there'll be a mistake. He loses it in the lights or a collision or with a guy or something. But for the most part, I mean, who's better than him on defense in the outfield? As far as like young player or any player, he's up there. I mean, being an all-around player that can steal bags, rob home runs, run down amazing, deep shots in the outfield, and still hit, homers, and he can be better with the homers and the hits. It's like he's got that Hall of Fame, kind of pedigree. It's just you've got to tap into it. Feel better. A 12 is in the building. 4-3 Mariners. It's still 100 degrees here for at least 1 or 2 more days. I can't wait for that to be over. Paisley Pup's birthday, which is exciting, but the ex picked her up a couple hours ago, so I'll see her Friday morning. But I got to celebrate with her this morning, which is nice. Chop foul. Not a better feeling that you can take care of, the Paisley Pup. I'm the dog father. The D-O-double-G. 4-3 Mariners. 0-2 pitch from Castillo. Got him. There we go. There we go. Nice job, Luis. 2 Ks. Can we get to at least 5? Come on, bro. I put you on the thumb. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Could have put Julio or someone else on there, bro. Count on you. Fouled off. Michael Garcia. 18-game hitting streak. Is that good? 18 games in a row? It's kind of good. Throw to first. Safe. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Chop foul. Yeah, I can there we go. I got I can throw up something. College is easier than middle or high school. Well, it just depends on how mature you are, and if you got your head on your shoulders. Different age of different people. You're going to get people that are mature at a young age, like beyond their years, and you're going to get people that aren't. You'll get people that are 21 to 25, but they got a brain of a 12-year-old. They're still in that mode. But then also you're going to get older people that are hella smart, but then you also get people that are older that act like they're fucking 10. Like, I mean, you would think if you get past 40 or 50, you shouldn't be acting like you're 10 anymore, but everyone can have their moments. All right, let's cheer Megan up, huh? How about that? See, now you're already feeling better. And what's better than that? And the logo too? Come on. But that doesn't make you smile or feel a little bit better. Nothing will. Let's go. Ollie, nice. Lauren helping out on the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebook on the socials. Appreciate that. 4-3 Mariners. This is like, you understand if you ever played wide receiver or tight end growing up on any level, Pop Warner, on any kind of like rec team or junior high, high school, or any type of level of college. And as you see and you look at people, it's very difficult to be able to go through, and especially if you're a quarterback, and you're going through a different coordinator or coach every year. Like sometimes you do need that help. You're not good enough to lead right away. You need that mentor to teach you, and then you keep getting fucked up information every year. Instead of you getting fired, it's the other guy. So it's unless you're mentally strong or you're just waiting for that right fit. But unless you're just beast mode like a Mahomes right out of the gate. Charlie Morton, nice. Ah, Ollie 4. Nice. It's going to be so crazy that he's going to end up being like 7 in like first grade before you know it. Like all of a sudden he's going to look like that, and then he's going to be like dressing differently, and then like talking, on a more frequent level and everything. Like, and then you go from that to like 10 years old, 13. Burger King commercial. I thought I was done with these. Okay, I'm really away. You rude. God, again? I thought they were gone. They got me right there. I got right there with the Burger King commercial. They spent like $1 billion for like 3 months in a row to have their commercial on every fucking network. And then I think like at one point halfway through the campaign, like 100 Burger Kings closed, like in the Midwest or something. So it's like, what happened? Did you spend too much money on the commercials? People were like, oh, it's like we got the point. We went to Burger King, but then it's like we don't want to go Burger King every day. The Burger King's like, yeah, you're going every day. Whopper every day. Onion rings every day. Strawberry shake every day. I don't know. Burger King tastes good, but to me, it's like it gives you stomach pains, like Taco Bell and like Chipotle in certain places. Like you can keep photos, like you can eat it and it tastes good going in, But as time passes and you see what happens to your stomach, if you get bubble guts or not, or you're running to the bathroom, I feel that there's certain places that you eat at that, depending on what you get on the menu, there's a higher chance that you're going to go and you might have an incident, a problem. You might not get by clean, throughout the rest of the night. You might have some stomach pain, right? The bubble guts, the farts. Gotta be careful eating those foods. And a lot of times those things taste really good, especially at the time, if you've been drinking or late night. At that point, you don't even care. It's like food. You're like, oh, I need something. Substance. It's like, oh, Burger King or dirt? Ah, Burger King it is. All right, come on, Louise. There we go. Kind of good. Bottom of the fifth, 4-3, Mariners. Yeah, cute. And you can see the growth and the development. It's like, me being a dog dad in Paisley. Like I had her 2 years ago and she literally weighed like 3 to 5 pounds. And now she's like full grown and she's 2. And, it's like seeing, it's like I feel like I've gone through like the development of a dog of going through like birth and all the way to like the dog is already like 7 or 8 years old based off her body size, but it's only 2 years because you just get that super rapid growth. And so they say it's like every dog year is like 7 to 8 years, right? But in that first year, the dog develops faster. So instead of it being like 7 years old, 14 when it's 2, and in reality, it's like 20 years old, 15 or 20 in year 1, and then it slows down to maybe that 7 year pace after. So in reality, Paisley is probably like 25 to 27 right now. So a young woman pup, a pup with attitude. No, but she's very quiet. Doesn't really bark. Very sweet. Likes to play. Adventurous. Likes to be outside. Likes to spend time with Daddy, the dog father. And she gets spoiled like no other. Like I'm probably averaging 100 to 500 kisses, probably, and hugs on her a day. I mean, there's not a lot of animals that are going to be able to compete with that. Hot as hell. The whole neighborhood. Not one person is outside. Your boys out there, me and Paisley. Like fucking Silent Hill out there. No one out there. No, there's no lights on. It's fucking dark. The street lamps. Me and Paisley. But it feels good to kind of be by ourselves. You don't have to worry about walking up on anybody. Popped up. Like it's very quiet, and that's why when I was at that old place with the ex, I had a river that was like 5 minute walk. So we'd go underneath the bridge, and I'd find a fishing hole, and I'd let Paisley loose, and we would just look at the kayakers go by, fish would jump. And I ended up bringing a chair from a person that was going to throw it out that was moving, and it was like a like an outdoor backyard chair, but it was metal and it actually had a cushion. I was like, I'm just gonna leave it down there at the river, and then whoever wants to use it, fishermen or someone like me that just want to post up, if I want to smoke or just look at the water and gain some mental health with Paisley. And I just left it there. I said, pay it forward, right? Because it's a bitch if you just want to, if you like, want to get your pants dirty or your shorts, because it can be like dusty there, muddy. So hopefully it's still there. But just being by the water and and just doing those little things, it definitely helps. But he's grown up. He is growing up. He's getting big. All the OCs, all the high schools, all the playbooks, all different philosophy. Yeah. Yeah, is that good? Remember, I told you the plus minus differential. Like normally teams don't get over plus 200. Like I look at stats like that every year, and I think the average baseball fan never looks at those stats. But usually, I like to deep dive. I'm looking at as many stats as I can. I'm just like stat, and I'm looking for people that got the stats, and I got to verify they're not just some like person posting something on Twitter or X and it's not true. They're just trying to get the likes. I'll show you what photo I like the best. Ollie turning 4, huh? Boom. He's got the snow hat on. I got a Jordan one that's kind of like that. Look, he's fitted, right? He's got the long sleeve with the buttons, feeling confident about himself. Just mobbing around. Maybe in the lawn, maybe looking at some animals or maybe some toys. Happy around family. He's got the fitted with the pants too. Can't see the shoes, but we assume they're matching too. So I see you, Ollie, from one O to another. Yo, boy, styling and profiling. Absolutely. Us or the Blue Jays. Why not us? If we can get past the Angels and the Red Sox and the Yankees, there's no excuse. We trade Seawald. We got players in return. I mean, if we got Julio and George Kirby and Bryce Miller and we can't fucking make it, then that's on us. We got enough talent to do it for pitching and hitting. So obviously the Blue Jays have been better than us all year. But when we get hot, we get really hot and we might be able to surpass. And that's what happened last year, where we weren't just like thankful that we got there. We wanted to win at least a round, and we did. So, and it was like unbelievable. We would have been totally cool just like getting there. But we got there and we actually won, upset a team. So that's my favorite part of the channel is like being able to, spend time with you guys and get to know you guys and acknowledge you guys and share things about you guys. I don't think a lot of streamers really do that. It's a lot of ego and like, oh, I'm too good for that. But I mean, if you're too good for that, what? You're too good for the fans that are supporting your dream? Come on. Now, I'm not going to be able to do like everything from every request, but for the goats, I tried to be able to do little pieces here and there. So that way we can kind of tap into each other's life a little bit. Top of the 6, 4-3 Mariners. What you see is what you get, baby. Dude, do it. Bro, do it. No, there's not even a debate on this. You're going home, back to the dog, family, eat some food, your own bed. Family, dog. Game over. Decision already made. I made it for you. And you already made the decision already. So it's like I didn't even have to tell you. You already, if it is a verified thing. Yeah. The way that you work, bro, I mean, there's no question. Because then if you delay it, then you're just delaying your mental health and your happiness. For shizzle my bizzle. You feel me? You got to get back to the dog and the family and, have a hug and drink a beer or go have a local burger or local food and, spend time watching, TV with the fam and spending time with the pup. Watch some fucking shows, on the Hulu and the Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Watch a Braves game with no interruption besides going up and grabbing another beer or having to hit the bathroom and coming back. So the little things in life, it's like rolling down the window so Paisley can sniff instead of being an ass or just leaving the windows rolled up and not giving her that glory, 0-2 pitch. All right, Julio made up for getting out before. Another stolen bag. And Ronald Acuna, we know how good he is. But Julio, he's a special athlete. He's special, baby. But I need a homer today. I need this, dude. Suarez, throw to first. 2 away. Damn it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go, Ty. 4 for 6 yesterday. Like, used to be an all-star that's kind of been Bootios, right? Didn't make the all-star game this year, has been struggling. And he gets hit the most by any batter in Major League Baseball. Like I don't know what the if someone wants to look it up to look at to see who's been beamed the most in 2023. But as far as I was last checked, he was number one. So I'm not sure if he still is, but I mean he got hit. I think he gets hit every game. But if someone wants to look that up, we can figure out what position he's in. If he's still number one or if he moved. Come on, Ty. Hopefully, bro. I'll pray for you. Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are going to be this dominant, you better go all the way. Like the Dodgers, they had 3 years where they were like literally the best team in baseball, but they only got like one championship. So it's like you got to take advantage, because there's going to be a team like the Houston Astros that will gladly hit a trash can to beat you. 3-0 pitch. Called the strike. 3-1 count. Come on, baby. Top of the sixth, 4-3 Mariners. 2 outs, 2 on. Mound meeting. Oh, they're always going to be doing something, bro. Like even McCormick earlier this year ran to first and tried to break fucking Ty France's wrist. Like he tried to grab his fucking arm and shit and bend it back. Like they're always doing something, dude. Mariners. Mariners Braves World Series. Not this year, but that would be insane. But then you guys would be such a heavy favorite if we ever even got to that point. It'd be like, oh, Braves in 5 or 6. And then we would have to pray for the miracle like Mariners in 7. But you guys are World Series caliber. We're barely a playoff team. There's a big difference. We're like barely sniffing a wild card. Yeah, well, they would find a way. If it ends up being Astros, Braves in the World Series, you watch. We're going to see something weird that we haven't seen before, or they're going to, they're going to get away with something, but there'll always be something that they do. I watch a lot of Astro game, bro. Like, on the Rangers, like everyone in the division, the A's and the Angels. Like, I'm usually keep an eye on like the rivals. I like to, keep my eye on them. You know. So you ain't slipping by me. I read that fucking scouting report. And it sucks too because I actually kind of like some of the players on their team except for Altuve. He a bitch, just like A-Rod. But other than that, those are the only 2 guys I don't like. Like I think in the history of baseball, Altuve and Alex Rodriguez. I do not claim him as a Mariner. I never will. It's like he never existed. So, all right, runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the sixth, nah, nah, nah. Come on, Julio. Braves, Blue Jays, or Braves, Mariners. Like if it was one of us, like the last wild card that gets hot, kind of like when Aaron Rodgers won his Super Bowl and kind of had that hot streak, or Joe Flacco, and, had all those touchdowns, like 25 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the whole playoff run. Joe Flacco, you're like, what the fuck, but it happened. So if you get hot, that Uncle Mo, but you have to have like so many things go in your favor though. Yeah, we'll do some reading. So as long as you do some mock drafts and do some reading, I would recommend doing at least one mock draft before drafting. Like on ESPN, you can do it for free. Just go to the mock, fantasy draft thing and hit like start mock draft, and then you can just like pretend to draft as you were if you were on the clock. So, and when it's on the screen, there's rankings. So you're not going to be like so lost. You're like, oh my God, who do I pick? You have to be able to get a format of a quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, tight end, kicker, and defense. So it's all points. Whoever scores the most points every week, you win. Easy, right? But you have to get good players, and you have to know what sequence to get the guys. Like you can't get too many wide receivers or too many running backs. You don't want to pick a quarterback usually too early. Like there's a lot of these like unspoken rules. Like if you just draft like blindly or you've never done it before, it might be a nightmare. So if you end up, kind of practicing and, asking questions, then people can kind of fill you in. And like I said, it'll come up with rankings. So it's like you pick a running back, then maybe you would want to go wide receiver. And then you look, okay, this guy's ranked 98. Oh, Tyreek Hill is there. Oh, he's good. I know he can score touchdowns. So even if you're only a Seahawk fan and you don't really know a whole lot besides maybe them or the Ravens or just like a little bit of the superstars, but you're not that knowledgeable, of the league as a whole, that's what you need to be great at fantasy, knowledgeable on the league as a whole. And that's why people come to me, because I break it down for every team. So what a better person to give you advice on something that I'm doing anyways for my dream. And, I just do it anyways. So, but you have to be able to know, like how to build a roster and be able to build it right and take the right people at the right time and don't get fleeced. Like where you're, picking a guy way too early and you're never going to have a well-rounded team. And then you end up looking at the grades at the end and you see someone with an A grade and you're like, holy shit, like quarterback elite, running backs, 3 of them elite, wide receivers like beast mode, tight end top 5, kicker top 2, defense number 1. You're like, whoa. And then you start to realize like, damn, they were smart. They picked a defense at the right time. They sometimes like you got to be a leader or you're a follower in fantasy. So usually it's like when me and Sarah, or if it's someone else, like someone makes a move, then you force me to make a move. If she goes Travis Kelce, hell, I got to go Mark Andrews or figure it out, or George Kittle, because if I don't, then someone else is, because that's what fantasy does. Someone takes the bite and they're like, I want this guy now. Thanks a lot. Now I got to go now. That's how you end up building a good team. Instead of just ignoring it and being, oh, I'll get a tight end later. And then you end up getting some like jobber that's like 20th ranked. And then the rest of your team is good, but then you end up losing by like 3 points because your tight end put a 2. Shit happens. So there's a lot of unspoken rules in fantasy, but I give them out. Like I could do a paid service. Like I honestly feel like for anyone that gets advice or gives advice on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube on fantasy, most people, I think don't really have it. They're just doing it based on what other people say and maybe their personal feel. But I mean, like it's very difficult to do good at fantasy every year. It just really is. It's like if you're not reading and following like a lot of things, like all the superstars in the league, and then you have to get a little bit more deep dive. You have to get into like the mid-level guys, like the Tyler Boyds and the Tyler Lockett's. And if you don't know what those guys are about, you're fucked. Like you need to be able to build your wide receiver 2 and your RB3 or your flex. And sometimes if those guys are good, you can end up winning. So tying run is on for the Royals. Reflect in the building. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we? Yeah, I have done it every year since the channel has existed. So yeah, this will be like, I think they're our 5th year, because the first couple of years we didn't really do it, or maybe we did. I'm trying to remember, but I think this is the 5th year, 5th or 6th year. No, 6th year, 5th year, 5th year. What's good? I had Andrews too, and he disappointed because he got hurt, and then he didn't really put up the points that we needed, to be able to win the championship. Darren Waller on the Giants could be, kind of one of those sleeper guys. Obviously, the top guys. If you can get Kelce, grab him, right? And then after that, it's up to you. You don't have to immediately get Mark Andrews or George Kittle, but it's normally advised that you want to grab one of those. But then if you're like, no, and then you take your luck, then maybe like someone like Darren Waller falls in your lap. He ends up being top 3 at tight end. And then you end up being good because then you didn't go for the tight end. You went for a bomb wide receiver like Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you got Waller. So, that's the type of mindset. But, if you watch my tight end video, I did the video on my top 5. And that'll go over the ones that I had even honorable mention. and there'll be ones right below that will be pretty good. But normally, if you win a fantasy championship, you want a top 5 tight end. It's very rare that someone wins it by just like floating tight ends and changing them every week, or using rank number 6 to 15. And if you do, it would be like someone like me where you have like 3 tight ends and you fucked up or someone got hurt, and then you have to have like Cole Kmet and you have to have some of these other guys that will explode for 20 points, but you don't know when they're going to do it. But you have to have like ESP, and you're like, okay, I got Mark Andrews, Cole Kmet, and then I got this other tight end, and I'm going to go Cole Kmet over Mark Andrews. I'm insane. I'm a wacko, and then boom, Kmet puts up like a 24, and you win. Like, it's very hard to judge, and it's always easy to go with the reliable. But if you want to be great at fantasy, just like when you're gambling, you have to take chances. And sometimes you get burnt, and Cole Kmet will get a 3, right? And Mark Andrews will get a 14, and you might still win. And you're like, fuck, right? But there'll be times if you make a risk and you pays off, Cole Kmet gets 2 touchdowns, 110 yards, 30 points, and then you end up winning by like 1. You're like, oh, like I made that. Like, that's fantasy football. You know what I mean? To me. So situational fantasy football and knowing what you're doing. A bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. A bangy, 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 $5 holla. And then when the wire is up, another secret that's usually worth like $50. When everyone's sleeping, wake the fuck up. And then when the wire drops, right, and everyone gets the request or doesn't, swoop up the rest of the fucking guys that are there. Because if not, I'm going to. And then all of a sudden, my bench looks better than your starting unit. And I got 2 starting units. And then they wonder, like, how does this guy finish in top 3 every year? Because I'm always doing things that the other people aren't willing to do. Like stay up, super late. As soon as that shit drops, boom, boom, boom. I might have not got my guys, but then I can see who's left out of everyone that had their Pickens, and then maybe I can find my George Pickens, and then I can get a sleeper. And then I'm like, boom, George Pickens, and then he'll get drafted, but that's just an example, right? And then all of a sudden maybe he goes off, which he will this year for some big games. These secrets, it's not free. And if you implement that in your fantasy skill set, you'll be like me, and you'll finish in the top 3 every year. You'll win money, and they'll be like, "How do you do it?" You're like, "This fucking Orion drafts my team, and I don't tell you. I pay him money, and he just drafts, and everyone thinks that it's me, but it's just Orion the whole time, and he's just winning me money left and right, $1,000, $500. They think it's me. It's fucking doggy dog, the dog father. He's like, dude, you used to make 20 moves a season. You're at 243, and it's only halfway through the year. Who is this guy?" You're like, "That's me." That's another thing too. The wire. Most people do 50 or less. I do 100 to 250 a season. So imagine what kind of depth that is. Every position matters. There's no wasted roster spot. If I think a guy can start, he's on the bench. Not just some fucking Tweedledum guy that I'm just having there as like the 5th receiver that I'm never going to play. Why do I even have that guy? I might as well have another tight end. So then if he gets hurt, I have something other than Mark Andrews. You got to think outside the box, or sometimes having 2 kickers or 3 defenses. You got to, don't go 3 kickers, but go 2 kickers and then maybe 3 defenses, sometimes 2, 2 tight ends, maybe 3 tight ends. You can always have the wide receivers and the running backs, but how do you stack up to others? Are you smart enough to get 3 tight ends, knowing that you can swap and then one guy gets cold or injured? Boom, you got 2 others to go from. And then if you have 3 of the top, 8, you're dominating the league because you got 3 of the top 8, and there's 9 other people you're playing against that 2 only have other good tight ends, and everyone else is just scrapping, cherry picking, Adam and Eve grabbing the apple, trying to find that Darren Waller or that special player. Nice catch. Come on, man. Mariners 4-4, Luis Castillo. What's wrong with you? $5 foot long. Travis Kelce, number 1. And then number 2 this year could be a number of people. It could be Mark Andrews based off reputation. George Kittle, if he gets more targets, right? And he ends up being more targetable like Kelce, then he'll pass Mark Andrews. And he'll have more touchdowns because Kittle is a beast. He's an athlete, WWE, right? And then you have sleepers like Darren Waller and who else? Dallas Goedert and a few others that could get 500 to 800 yards, maybe 900 to 1,000 if the targets are there, and then can get 5 to 8 touchdowns. But some have the possibility of getting closer to double digits, but in tight ends, it never happens really. You usually only have 1 beast mode guy that does it, maybe 2. But most of the time it's 9 touchdowns or less. But in reality, even some of the beast guys, they only score 4 or 5 times a year. We just see them making so many grabs each game that we get kind of enamored with he had 8 catches for 120, but he didn't score. And then, the next game he had 12 for 140, but he didn't score. So like with Andrews, sometimes the guy's only going to score like 4 or 5 times, but in our brains, we think it's 10. And so we maybe overcompensate, and then you could have gotten a Kittle. Maybe he's ranked lower, but at the end of the day, Mark Andrews 4 or 5 touchdowns, George Kittle 10. What did I do? So sometimes you have to, who's the quarterback? You can't predict injuries, and it's a gut feeling. And sometimes, you can go one or the other. But sometimes I feel like when I go for a guy and it's supposed to be the elite guy that year, he's not, and he gets hurt. And then I'm like, fuck, dude. I wasted my pick on you. But if you're good, then you can find others. So 63 doll hairs. Let's get to a hundo. 37 to go. Paisley's birthday today, too. So that would be a good donation to the cause. Just like Gumbo. Yeah, and then you don't know what team he's going to land on and what his role is going to be. That's another thing, too. Is he first string automatically based off reputation, or does he have to work his way back up and be like number 2 option, and you're like the thunder to someone's lightning, like Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, which will be now Jamal Williams, right? So, but now, like if he goes to a good situation, imagine Jonathan Taylor's the 2, and who's there at the 1? What are we talking? Like Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor? Like what? It'd be like them with Kareem Hunt, but even like better. Yeah. And sometimes it's not about superstars, it's stats and analytics, targets, and sometimes people get enamored with the superstar name, but unless that name is Mahomes or Kelsey, you can move guys around. It's okay to bench a guy if the matchup is tough and it gets a defense, and you've got a guy that's got an easy matchup. Cole Kmet, top 3 matchup, Green, Mark Andrews, a -3 matchup, and projected not to really do a whole lot because the defense is going to clamp him down. Could he still score? Yeah, he can still get to 10. But then if Cole Kmet gets to 25 and I don't play him and I lose, I'm going to feel like I'm an idiot. Like he was right there. I had him on my bench for a reason. Cole Kmet, hello. Justin Fields, boom, boom. But that's the type of thing that makes someone elite or someone that is just going to be like everyone else in fantasy. It's easy to go for the safe. It's hard to be ballsy and risky. But if you get it to pay off, that's what brings championships. For Shizzo. Top of the 7th, 4-4, Mariners. And obviously, when I do videos, I never do anything for like cloud or I do anything because someone tells me to do it this way. I always give my honest, non-biased opinion on every video, everything I do. It's never going to be, oh, this person is trying to, donate so I can say this perspective or whatever. No, it'll never be like that. My Mariners buddies are messaging me right now. They say, we got to win this, bro. And I hit them with a Little John. Yeah. You got to do the meme or the GIF. Someone's got to be that person in your group, the funny one that actually can send good memes. The GIFs. I got to keep your day going besides just articles, and photos. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Oh, absolutely. Because you think about it, Adam Thielen, he's no longer there. Dalvin Cook, no longer there. Madison, injury prone, but he's the guy for now, right? Then you got Jay Jetta, who's a god. And then you got, obviously, in the rookie, coming in as well from USC. So there's going to be plenty of options, with the wide receivers. And even with him, Jordan Addison, it might take a little time for him to develop. It might not be right away. But he should get number 2 targets. I mean, if you don't, you're an idiot. Come on. He's like McConnell, Cousins. Like, okay, you don't have Thielen. This guy might not be as good, but he'll be close early, and maybe he will be better. So depending on how many double teams Jay Jetta gets in triple teams. But Hawkinson, when he was on the Lions, that was one of the better tight ends that Iowa's ever produced. And they produced a lot of tight ends like Dallas Clark. So it's like you gave up on him. You shouldn't have given up on that type of player. But Vikings got him, and that's going to be the Cousins check down guy when he doesn't want to force a pick to Jay Jetta. So I think with Hawkinson, there's an opportunity for 4 to 6 touchdowns, but maybe even up to 7 to 10 if Jay Jetta is just balling out, but they need another guy, and Addison maybe gets 5 touchdowns in the season. Who's to say that TJ Hawkinson can't get 6 to 10? I think it's possible, right? We all watched the fucking quarterback on Netflix with Kirk Cousins. Everyone has a different respect and love for him now. You see Marcus Mariota in a different light. You always knew he was a good kid from Hawaii and at Oregon, but like the professional, and now he got blessed to be the Eagles backup and might win a Super Bowl. So congrats to him. Getting a better opportunity than Atlanta and then being the backup in the best situation that you could be in besides the Chiefs at this point or the Niners. So. And Cousins is, he's a holy guy. Everyone's got different religious beliefs and whatnot. No one's got to agree with every single belief. That's fine. But I like the way that he talks to his son. I like the way he interacts with the family. And, the people that are his friend, like you can tell the guy is hella loyal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like loyal to the soil. Like if we were going to have a player on the channel, like Kirk Cousins would be like a dude. Like I'd be like, what's up, bro? You're like the most hated quarterback on planet Earth, but you might be ranked 10th, 11th, 12th every year with Carr, but I still love you guys. Like people are dumb. It's like not everyone can be fucking Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. There's 32 teams, right? If you're not 10, I mean, God forbid you have 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th best quarterback. I mean, that's a hell of a lot better than having the 28th quarterback. Think about it that way. But people only see what they want to see. So as I watch the video, all the preparation. Not preparation H, though. The preparation. You got to have the preparation. Yeah. Well, you forced my hand. You went Kelce, so I had to follow. And that's what a good fantasy football player does. Because if I would have just been like, fuck it, then I would have, who knows who I would have ended up with. What if Kelce went, and then all of a sudden, boom, Kittle, Andrews, and then I'm stuck with number 4 through number 10th ranked tight end? I might not be able to make up those points unless your guys get hurt, and then I can get that tight end number 6, and then maybe I get tight end number 10, and then they start getting hot, and then I can keep up with you guys. But if I can't manufacture that, then you guys are getting away from me, and that's you gotta make me work a little harder, I'm a lazy ass coach. Yeah, Shepard is a very good fantasy football player. Numero uno, champion. So if the league is if this is correct on what I'm reading, if that's like a 18 man or like anything that's over like really 12, if you don't know football, that might get tough because like I said, even for me, you have to know like third string receivers, fourth string receivers, and most people don't know that stuff. And like, how big is the team? Like, what are we talking? Are we talking an 18 man league, 16, 14? Because normally it's like 10 or 12 is where you want to be at. Anything above that is too many, and then you don't have as much fun because then you have lower name players and then people get hurt. And I don't know. I think it's like if you're going to do fantasy, you want it to be like a fantasy team, not like a couple fantasy superstars and then a bunch of average players, and you got like 18 people in the fucking league. It's just ridiculous. Like each team's got one good player. It's just ridiculous. Until you lose 0.5 on the very last play. Yeah. Oh, good. It's all good, brother. Yeah, I might not win it every year, but I work the hardest, and that's why I'll get into the top 3 every year. I got to outwork. Because I take pride in having the best team overall on the bench too. Like I want my bench to be able to beat out maybe the number 9 or number 10 team starting lineup. So think about how ambitious that is. Like I got to have a bench that can beat the 9th or 10th team in their starting lineup in the league, and they probably still have a pretty good team. But can I manufacture something better? And that's when you have a championship caliber team because then you ultimately have 2 fantasy teams, not one, and a bench. Middle of the 7th, 4-4, we're knotted up. Yeah, and the thing is that can either help you if the team does really well, or it can end your season if they get hurt or the Bengals do bad. So it's like you're really banking on them being like the number 2 team in the AFC. They did that. They didn't really have a whole lot of injuries. You didn't have Ja'Marr Chase, but having those 3, it's like, okay, I got the Burrow. I got a good running back. And then hell, it's not Ja'Marr Chase, but sometimes Higgins would put up Ja'Marr Chase numbers. And then you're like, holy shit, I got 70 points out of these 3. You're like, I'm going to beat you. Game over for you. And I just played 1 game. That's a good feeling. Then you only have 6 other guys to play. and that might only be in a couple, teams, depending on what kind of matchups you have. So yeah, it definitely did. You rode that all the way to the end. You did a good job with that one. I normally don't do 3 because that's hella risky. I like to spread my love around. And I get different players from different teams, guys that I admire, but also guys that I think that are going to be beast mode, and I try to get them before everyone understands that they're good. So I have that sneak attack. Like I'm grabbing him 2 weeks before he has that breakout game, and then like a Justin Fields, like I got him last year. So for shizzle. Yeah. For me right now, we have to see the reps before we say, yep, Zach Wilson, yep, Trey Lance, yep, any other guy, right? So we got to see. But the real key is going to be the offensive line, because if he gives him time, he'll make the plays to the supporting cast. The defense, that's a whole nother story. We'll see that grow over time. But if the offensive line's good, Ridder might be the guy. But if the offensive line is average or bad, he won't be the guy, and they're going to have to get someone better, and then he'll be the backup, or they'll get rid of him. So I had him last year, and absolutely. And like I said, but you don't pick him first. Like if you're going to pick kicker, right? You pick Justin Tucker. Like you could pick Myers, but you have to be able to go in sequence. Like you don't want to be the first person taking a kicker and you just take yours, even though that would be a good option, because I had Myers and I told you how good he was. And, I had to go through a few people because I had Harrison Butker. He got hurt. I had to get rid of him. And then I ended up getting like Koo, and I ended up getting Myers, and I stuck with him pretty much the whole year. But I would assume that he'll be a top 10 kicker this year, and he has potential to be top 5, maybe as good as top 3. But if you're going to go kicker, you go Justin Tucker. Like that, you go for the number 1 Hall of Fame kicker that's playing right now. That those are like the little things. Because if you just go for your players, or if you pick like all Seahawks, then when it's your bye week, you're going to lose because everyone's on a bye. So that's like automatic 1 loss. That's one reason you don't want to have all of your teams. So you can have a couple, but you don't want to have a lot. Like 3 is the most that you would want of one team, of like, unless it's like a defense or a kicker, then maybe you can have more. You can have 4, but that's pretty ambitious. Quarterback Burrow, running back Mixon, wide receiver number 2 Higgins, and then you got McPherson at kicker. Then I'm like, oh shit, okay. But if they have a bad game, you're fucked if you play all 4 of those, because that's half of your 9. But if they ball out, you might get 100 points out of those 4 pieces. Get it? Suarez? Got him. The boy Koo is good. Yeah, man, it's Korean. My boy, my cousin. Yeah, he is. He's a man of the people. The offensive line is shaky, though, and the defense is not as good as last year. So they're actually going to take a step back, even though O'Connell came in and did good, but no Dalvin Cook, Madison injury prone, no Thielen, Jordan Addison a little raw. Jay Jetta will get everything. Cousins will play good, so will Jay Jetta. But, I think that the Packers and the Lions are going to creep on them. So I highly doubt the Vikings will win the division this year. I would assume it'll probably be the Packers. Vikings and Lions will battle it out, and maybe even the Lions could surpass the Vikings possibly if the Vikings have some injuries or play bad. Still think all 3 teams could end up getting close to 9 or 10 wins, but who's going to be the team that only gets to 8 or 9, and who's the one that gets to 10, and who's the one that gets to maybe 11 or 12? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, nothing's better in fantasy when you end up looking at your lineup and you literally have like 100 points and it's like 3 people have played. You're like, fucking A, I'm winning. And you're probably putting up 200 to 250, and they're putting up 100 to 150. Just foul. Bottom of the 7th, we're knotted up at 4. Paisley's birthday today. 2 outs, 2-2 count. Might have the best defense. Well, it's hard to go against the Cowboys, with Dan Quinn. They're going to be good. Niners are going to be good. It just depends on, who you like for players. Who do you like? Who do you believe in? And are you a hater just because it's Cowboys? Like, can you just get over the fact that it's Cowboys? And if you have Dallas, they might put up 10 points every week for you. And I had them. So Got him. All right, we're going to the top of the eighth. Oh, Dylan Moore. Dylan. Oh, a little pinch hitter. All right, Dylan. Come on, baby. Yeah, or if you have a defense and the defense gives you like a 25, or your kicker gets you fucking 19, like the people that you play against and see that shit, they're like, fuck you, bro. You got to be shitting me. 50 points out of your kicker and your defense, and your fucking teams haven't even played yet? Like, you're at 50 with the kicker and the D? You know, dude, and I know I've done that to people, and that's exactly what they said. They're like, bro, oh, like, can you like at least give me a break here? Like, let your players do shitty for at least once, and then you're throwing up a 50 with your defense and kicker. You're like, yeah, good luck, bro. Good luck. But that don't happen, every week. This year's fantasy going to be real interesting. Can't wait for the NWSF Fantasy League. It's time to bring the pain. Yeah. LA Night. Yeah. But I think being very knowledgeable at fantasy is very, very difficult. And I think it's my dedication to the game and you guys and just me personally and covering all 32 teams. Like, I feel like I'm the ringer. Like, honestly, like if there's anyone to get any type of question answered and if you won't get a bullshit response, like I'll help you out. If someone's trying to rip you off in a trade, don't do it. Like, fucking message me first and like let me know so that way you don't trade away, Jalen Hurts for AJ Brown and Odell Beckham or something. I hate when people make decisions and then they message and like, bro, I just did this. What do you think? And I'm like, oh no, like they fleeced you, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Always, always backups. Yeah, and also a crucial thing that you can be ballsy at the very end of the draft, right? You can decide, what type of running back or wide receiver you typically get at the end. But sometimes it's a good thing to get one backup of one of your guys. So if they get hurt and out of your three starting running backs, you got the backup just as emergency. So if something happens, that the next guy you already got him, and you don't even have to worry about the waiver wire, and he would have been the number one waiver wire guy, and you wouldn't have got him because you would have been in that position. So if you can think outside the box like that and you draft it like the last pick in the draft, you do that. Maybe it works out for you, maybe you don't. It just depends if that guy that you're doing it for is a starter, someone you're keeping forever, like a Josh Jacobs, or is it someone else? But little secrets like that can go a long way. You got it, brother. Yeah, I had Bills and Cowboys, and then I think maybe I dropped the Bills and I got someone better, and you picked them up or something. I mean, I got like it's a dream team on the fucking starters in the bench. Yeah, it's gonna be it'll be difficult. But if you practice on ESPN, or depending on what type of league you're doing, is it Yahoo or ESPN? Because those are two different type of formats too. Top of the eight, 4-4. I like the Yahoo one because it has like the photos, but I've just done the ESPN one since I started the channel, so I just kind of stuck with that. Just kept doing that one. So, but either one is, you just have to click on it if you want to see like the photo of the player's face or whatever. But 4-4 game runner at first, 1-1 count. Chop foul. Come on, Julio. baby. It's Paisley's birthday. You told me you were going to do this. You told me, Julio. 1-2 pitch. Chop foul. Come on, J Rod. This would be a great time for a homer on Paisley's birthday. Yeah, I love fantasy. Even if I lose, it's like I like being able to see the growth out of the players and kind of push players to play on a higher level. Got him. Julio with the strikeout. And also to see how good you guys are because it's not like I'm the guru and everyone else sucks at fantasy. Like there's people that are going to be just as good as me or better than me. And sometimes you just have guys that shit the bed at the end of the year, and other times you're going to get players that just play better than you. I just try to put myself in a position where I don't leave any stone unturned and I'm going to, get the best team possible. So, yeah. So I would recommend reading articles like on Google and then just doing a mock draft on ESPN. So, well, if you need help, I can help you. So it's not like going to be you by yourself. I can give you advice and help you with the lineup. Because like once you do the draft, if you completely fuck it up, I can actually look at it and reassemble your team and can get you the best possible team up to that point moving forward. And then all you have to do from that point is just, who's the starters and who's the bench, and then make a few adjustments, along the way. But usually the draft is one of the most critical parts. Like if you don't have a good draft, you're not going to win fantasy. Like you have to have a good draft typically to be able to be in contention at the end, unless you get incredibly lucky with injuries. Yeah, I mean, you can just do it like towards the donations of the channel overall for like Paisley or for like bills, whatever. So that way, if I have to pay for like my platform and the amount each month, or one of my streaming things that I have to do. So yeah, but once I teach you the basics, you'll be fine, and then you'll be so comfortable moving forward. But you just need to learn the basics, and like I said, you have to read more. So if you're willing to be able to read more, that's a part of fantasy. You have to be able to go to the website, click on the player names. Is it home? Is it away? And you just can't be able to look at what it says and just take that with a grain of salt. Just because they're projected for 15 points doesn't mean they're going to get 15. Maybe they get 4. So it's like there's a lot that goes on with it, but I can kind of give you the basics. And like I said, when the draft comes up, it'll say best available player. So you'll see like, oh, this person's ranked 95. Oh, George Kittle. And then, oh, I don't have a tight end. Should I get a wide receiver, running back? Well, fuck it, George Kittle. Boom. And then, okay, now I have to fill this spot. So now if I went George Kittle, now I need a running back or a wide receiver. Okay, boom, I got one. And then you just want to make sure you're filling it up, and going that particular route. So yeah, I've not 18 players in one league is insanity. I hope that they're not doing that to you, because if it's 18, you're not going to even be able to have a team that I think that would be that fun to manage, because that's like 2 leagues in one. Like I usually do 10 or 12 at the most, because when you do 14, you don't have a dream team, and that's the whole fun about playing in fantasy, is that I got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Nick Chubb, and Josh Jacobs at running back with Saquon Barkley, and then I got, Tyreek Hill, and you know what I mean? It's like Mark Andrews. It's like you want to be able to have some fun with it, and it gets you to root for those players playing on those teams and those games. So it makes you watch the league as a whole, not just the Seahawks. So if you're not willing to kind of go in that depth, then your performance will struggle if you don't put the effort out. You put the effort out, then you'll read a lot and go in the photos and watch film and stuff, and depending on how much you take it serious, then the better you're going to be. But if you half-ass it, or don't put the full effort, then the best you can probably think that you're going to get is maybe halfway. But if you want to get good, like on the upper echelon, there's little things that you need to pick up. So I told Zini Panini how to play. She was nervous. In her first year, she got second. Right, third. I think second year she won it, and it was with like 9 other dudes, including me, that have like played a long time. So just because you haven't played anymore and you're a female doesn't mean that you're going to be terrible at it. I mean, there's guys that are fucking terrible at it. I mean, have you seen the fucking videos on the internet? Oh, I got 10th place, and I got to dress up as like a clown in a fucking supermarket or hold a sign or whatever, and there's all kinds of stuff that happens. Yeah. There we go. 5-4, baby. I'm gonna get to see it right here. And it's bases loaded, huh? See that reflect? For whatever reason. Teoscar. Well, they're going to think that you're going to get last place because number one, you're a girl. Number two, you've never played before, so they're going to try to pick. But the thing that they don't know is you have a ringer. Like you might have one of the top, 10 in the world that I think that I could compete with pretty much anyone, and I can give the secrets that help you continue on your own, where you're not even going to need me anymore. But if I can teach you like the backbone secrets, fuck, you'll be good. Like you will probably end up being like a top four player moving forward if you get lucky and you do the things that I say. But yeah, baby. But again, sometimes you can do everything right, and then the guys get hurt, and then you can't replace them. And other teams are just beast mode, and you just can't catch up. You know. But all you got to do is just get into the playoffs, and if you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Because honestly, me and Sarah probably should have won the league last year instead of finishing like in third and fourth. But that's just what happens. It's like I think I lost one game all year, and Sarah lost maybe two. And then the people that ended up being like 8-4, 7-5 ended up beating us because sometimes that's what happens in fantasy. As long as you get in, but if your players play well and mine shit to bed, then you have an upset, and that's what happens. So the magic number has been achieved. The Booker T 5-time, 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 5-time. Let's go. That's what we needed. It is my guy, Marcos Pineda, Seahawks and Bees, Blazers too. What's up, brother? How are you? It's like whenever we always have people spread out, depending on where we live, it's like we never can be in the same city with all each other with everything. So, but I appreciate you, man. Go Mariners. And I appreciate you being the middleman, but with Erica and that whole situation, because if it wasn't for you, like introducing and we like partied like 10 years ago and then just kind of being the middleman in between for the last 10 years, like, yeah, that probably doesn't happen. So you're the man. You're one of the key pieces of the wheel and the cog. I appreciate you. She deserves it too. What's good, Marcos? Have you moved yet? Is that what you want to do, Marcos? Let me see. All right, hold up. He said, "Give me the Venmo." All right, runner is safe. I'll just show it how it shows it on my screen. So it goes boom, and it'll go lower underneath, and it'll have it like I believe it's like this with this particular hyphen. I believe that is correct. I know you did the Cash App um, before, but then we had some kind of issue either with like the account or the card or whatever it was and stuff. So the Venmo. Appreciate you, man. 5-4 Mariners. Pitching change. Hernandez hits a sacrifice fly to right. Moore scores. Francis second. Suarez the third. 5-4. The Mariners. All right, no problem. Appreciate you. On your way out. Hello. Goodbye. Talk to you soon. it's like 100 degrees still in here. It is hot, hot, hot. Can it stop being 100 goddamn degrees? It's like 100 degrees 4 days in a row. Like, what the fuck, man? No problem. I got you. Nice job by Teoscar. How the hell does Teoscar lead the American League in strikeouts? And then he went 5 for 5 yesterday. Like, what reverse universe flash type ish, on the CW are we talking about? Like 5 for 5? There's got to be some kind of another Earth or dimension, like in the Flash, which is another great show that I love. That normally I don't have a lot of shows on CW, but that one was great for like a superhero show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's good. And that one started to wrap up, and I just hate it when I get attached to a show and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, where is it? Or like Lucifer. That's another good one. If you're looking for a good show, something to watch to keep you going, something a little different. Lots of good shows that have been completed or they're trying to get rebooted. But the sad thing is I'm a big cartoon guy, and King of the Hill is one of my favorites of all time. They're doing a reboot, but fucking Dale died just like a couple days ago. I think he only did a couple episodes. Dale Gribble. That's not good. That's like one of my favorite characters. Rest in peace. So, Johnny Hodwick. But hopefully they got at least a couple episodes in there. Safe at home. No problem. Top of the 8, 5-4 Marinez. Cal Raleigh hitting right-handed. Not very many good things are going to happen, but every once in a while he'll go yard. But come on, Cal. One-two pitch to Cal Raleigh. I don't think I really like him batting right-handed, but whatever. And there it is. He struck out. Should have listened to me. Damn it. Him batting right-handed is wrong. Lefty. Just because it's a left-handed pitcher doesn't matter. You'll still hit a homer if you go left. Hello, hello, hello. Fuck that rule. Bat like this. 63 doll hairs. 37 to go. Marcos Pineda, $5. Thank you, Marcos Pineda. I'm just making sure everything is. I haven't used it in a minute. Thank you, bro. Marcos Pineda. And that's big though, because Marcos Pineda, right? That would be for like a beer. And sometimes, we have good days and sometimes we have like bad days. But with Marcos, right? He can throw them back. And sometimes you need an escape, if sometimes the job or the girl or whatever's going on, sometimes things are good. Sometimes things get a little, a little, I won't say necessarily traumatic or dramatic, but, not everything is, end up being perfect. And sometimes you need a beer, right? Appreciate you, bro. Always believing in me and the dream. One of the first people that I actually told about the dream way back in the day. And me and Marcos used to work together at Gap and at the Woodburn Outlet where they had Gap and Polo and Tommy Hilfiger. And, it's funny too, because a lot of those people in the store, there's a few of us that still like communicate with each other even after 20 years, which I think is kind of rare that, 3 or 4 people from that particular store are still like in each other's lives, even 20 years down. So obviously it's a pretty big deal also with Tara too. So Marcos Pineda, $5 foot long. Thank you, man. Bang, bang. $5. That's a beer or a couple beers, or a beer on tap, or a drink at the bar, you know. Yeah, Murphy on the IL, but hopefully it won't be too bad. But we do have a possibility of JP Crawford coming off the IL tomorrow. He's eligible, and the only reason I know that is because I'm a nerd and I read everything. So he might, but it's only if he feels good enough. Like we don't want to push him, and if he wants like a couple more days, a couple more games off, give it to him. We just need to make sure that we get him healthy the rest of the way. 68 doll hairs. Let's get to Hundo. Paisley's birthday today. She turns 2. She is the Paisley pup. Like yesterday when I got her. But I'll have to go on a walk alone since I won't see her till Friday morning. But got to spend all morning and afternoon. So but she should be getting plenty of attention today and tomorrow, being her birthday, even if it's not from me here. Bottom of the 8th, 5-4 Mariners. God, can it cool down? How hot is it where you are, Marcos? And have you moved yet, or are you in the process of moving? Yeah, if you end up being in like Aloha or Beaverton, we'll have to figure out a day that we can all make the people come together and link. Popped up. Oh, yeah. How's your mental health? I got a couple people here in Oregon that I'm pretty close with, and like I said, it's Justin, Preston, Joey, and then obviously before it was Marcos and my boy Jake, but Jake moved to Arizona and now is in Dallas. You want to make sure the boys are doing good. Hopefully things are better than in the previous situation. I think we both are in a better situation, and I hope things continue to get better for you. Yeah, it is. And you know what? I think for like girls and whatnot, bro, you need to find yourself like a Seahawk chick or a Beaver chick. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's going to be watching Beaver games with you or a Seahawks game with you. Someone that can drink, but you guys don't need to drink every day. You know what I mean? Like you got to find that combo. I think if instead of just like, okay, I'm going to, go at the bar, I'm going to, this person or this person, I'm going to date this or that. If you can find a chick that likes Madden, right? Video games as a gamer that likes Seahawks and Beavers, that's the one, right? Or even if it's just Seahawks or Beavers or video games and one of the things, like you find a combination of the girl plays video games in Madden or Seahawks or Beavers, that might be the one, bro. I had to bring it to your attention. And then if you find that, then that could be something because then you're always going to get along. Oh, you want to have a beer? Cool. Let's go out and have some chicken. Cool. Let's watch the fucking the Seahawks. Boom. Let's go to the Beaver game. Awesome. Now you can get hung over in other places than just at the house or the bar. My boy. But I always think about my friends and like if I feel that sometimes like we choose the wrong people, sometimes we do it on purpose and it's like sabotage, and sometimes we don't. Like the person we think is good and they turn into a questionable person or a cheater or a liar or a combination of many things over time, But don't you think you've never pursued that before? Like it's always been like, oh, I think this girl's hot. She's cute. Let's go drink some beers, like 40. Right? Let's go to the kegger. But then, like, if you can find, and it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to all be just all about looks. You got to be able to find that person you can hang out with, like watch movies with, go out to eat, and actually want to hang out with them after, and then especially watch a game together, like you're not going to get that with every couple either. That might be the missing link for you. Beaver girl, gamer girl, Seahawk girl. Oregon State Beavers, Seattle Seahawks, Madden. Because if you find the combination of all three, you're getting married tomorrow. You're like, oh, dog, you did it. I don't know how you did it, but I met Jenny over here. She fucking plays Madden. She's better than me. She's been a Seahawks season ticket holder since 1989, right? And she went to the Beavers, and she got her degree there. Marcos is like, hallelujah. Yeah, I know you don't. You feel like a boomer? All depends on who you're around, though. Like sometimes, you can go through the regular routine, and also too, if you got a girl that like those things, then you maybe could scale back even more, and then you could like drink, but you don't have to drink every day. It's like you can drink like half of the week instead of drinking every day, and then your liver can get a little bit of a break. Yeah, but I owe it all to Marcos, man. You're the middleman, and I always knew, bro, that it was gonna be like it's Erica or nobody. I just I got dreams, I got goals, I got Paisley. I'm the dog father, right? I'm the dad dog of the year. I'm trying to do that. 5'4" Mariners, and I don't have a lot of extra time, but if I'm going to spend time, I want to make sure I spend time with people that give me good energy. And if your energy matches my energy, we're going to get along. If not, I don't want to hang out with you. And I got four people that I feel that it could be like that. So Marcos is one of them too. So we don't see each other often, but whenever we do, we have a great time. So and either that or we're just incredibly fucking toasted and fucking faded beyond belief. Oh, let's go to this bar, and then we're like 4 bars later, like shit. Jake is coming in from out of town from like Dallas, so it's like the three of us back when we were like in our 20s. Oh shit, yeah. So let's try to be 20 again, and then we do, but then we're feeling it the next day. For real though, bro. Marcos Ringo's is closed. I went there. We drove and swooped up there, and they did the construction. I know that was your spot, and I like going there too in Beaverton. That place got shut down. I was like, no. And then I went to your spot and my spot. I went to Maxwell's. So that's where I go because I was like, well, fucking if Ringo's is done, I gotta go to Maxwell's. Ringo's was better because of the pool and the setup. They have the video poker, at both, but it's more like video poker in the games, and that's the people that are drunk and they're like watching games inside, or people that are eating at the bar and it's drinking constantly, or the people that are outside under the umbrellas, you know. But I like that place. 5'4" Mariners. Damn, dude. I'm gonna go buy you an Oregonian and get you a subscription to AARP. Your boy. Get you a lazy boy. Get you a fucking complimentary dinner at fucking Denny's or breakfast. Pour you a cup of Joe. They moved. Oh, okay, so they didn't get turned down. Where is Ringo's at? Now I have to look it up. That's funny because I told Erica, what if they moved? What if they didn't go out of business because they were popping? They had business. So are they still in Beaverton? I need to look that shit up now because I want to go there if they're open in another building, especially a newer building. You guys old as hell. I'm 41, you're 40. You guys are fucking old. Bottom of the eighth, 5-4 Marinez. Paisley's birthday. She's 2. We have 2 outs, and it's a 2-2 count. He says Ringo's just moved. I get drunk there all the time. I pass out in the bathroom every Friday. Yeah, me and Marcos would go pretty ham back in the day. I mean, there's not very many people I know that can kill a 12-pack or a 16-pack of beer and like make it look like someone drinking like 3 or 4 beers. That takes a kind of a talent. Your gut and your fucking liver are gone, but someone that can have the control to not be a fool and can still put back 12 to 16 in like a decent amount of time and not be like blacked out and can actually function. Yeah, that's Marcos. We do a lot of keggers and shit too. That's kind of a popular thing out here. The kegger of beer, keg stand, beer pong. Bottom of the eighth, runner at second, 2-2 count. Waters in the box. 18? My goodness. That's crazy. I know some people got to that point. Sometimes you drink because you're happy, or you drink because you're sad. You drink because you want to get drunk. Like that's when it gets bad because then it's like no self control. And then anything that you're doing that's like more than, honestly, anything that's more than like 6 in a night, unless it's like a special occasion, that's like you're really binging it, you know? My gosh, that's a lot. I've had friends that have done that too. You know, they're like cheap beer, Milwaukee's Best Ice, and fucking keggers and Bud Light and Coors Light and Coors and but then people started getting into more like the IPAs and like the stuff with the hops and the better tasting stuff. Hef, you know. So it kind of just depends. Like you can still have a good drunk feel. You just drink a few hefts and you're like, okay, I don't need to drink 12 fucking Coors Lights. I can have like 4 or 6 of these like higher percentage beers and I can feel just as faded, if not more, you know? Wow, that's crazy. Well, at least you learned, right? You got to a point you were just smashing the beers and then got sick and then had to get better and make changes, you know? Yeah, that's a lot of beers. I mean, that's like even for like me and Marcos, that's like, man, I would not be able to do that. There's no way. Like I'd rather dispensary it. You know what I mean? That wouldn't even be. But like, I think I could get to a point where I was doing, 2 to 6 or maybe 2 to 10, depending on how often things are going. It's like if you have a bunch of people and you're in that atmosphere and it's just kind of a part of life. That's what you're doing. So yeah, that is wild though. Freaking Sarah is like drinking the beers like Andre the Giant, like just like that guy was drinking like 100 though. Could you imagine being like 7'4", 500 pounds? He's like, yeah, go ahead and give me 3 30 packs. Give me a couple bottles of wine. Yeah, and just put the beer and just dump it in a garbage can, and I'll just drink it out of that. And then that's what he did. Like, imagine having like 40 or 50 beers and not even being buzzed. Like, what? 50 beers, 60 beers. You're not even buzzing. You have like a little buzz, like you're tingling a little. Yeah, that's an expensive habit there. Yeah, well, good for you. And like I said, I've cut back a lot. Like I only do it for like special occasion now. So it's like, when we both, cut back and stopped. Since then, since I don't really have a problem with alcohol and I don't think I ever will, like for me, it's like once every couple weeks, depending on if I'm with the right person. It could be once a week, could be once every couple. I could go a month with nothing and be dope. I could be cool, I can, go other options. But yeah, definitely don't want to. Yeah, it costs too much money and it's not good for you if you're doing it every fucking day, especially a crazy amount. Yeah, good thing you calmed down for real. Yeah, 20s. I mean, I think all of us had times like that. Yeah, for me, I was more of a combo dude. So it was like, beer pong and drinking and, maybe we're smoking or whatever. And so it's like you're going through the motions and you're maybe not sticking just to one thing. So lots of beer pong. Oh, I bet. I've been there. All nighters, have to go to work. You're like, fuck my life. What did I do? Why did I party with you guys on a fucking Monday? You assholes. But then it's just like it's like a bad influence with a bad influence. Oh, we'll just have two and we're just going to go to one bar. And then it's like 5 a.m. You got to be at work at 6. You haven't slept. You're still kind of drunk. You're like, oh no, what did I do? I can't call in again. I already called in last week. Fuck. I'm going to have to call David. God damn it. I can't say I have the shits. I got to figure it out. David? Ah, fuck. We've all been there. Or if it's not running on no sleep, running on like a little 2 to 3 hours, that's the worst. Unless you get coffee or an energy drink. 40? Dude, how did you not die? 40 drinks? That's like alcohol poisoning. Hung over for 3 days. Damn, what are you, Nick Swartzen? My God. Grandma's boy? That's nuts. You're blessed to be alive. Because like a lot of stuff with college stuff, it's like alcohol poisoning, and then obviously the hazing and other shit that happens. Then you got to be able to have good people around you too. Top of the night, 5-4 Mariners. Come on, Caballero. Yeah, but I did phone sales or warehouse work. Phone sales for about 20 years of my life. And then I did like hard labor, like white collar labor and then blue collar where I was working in warehouses and, either, doing the shipping, through like FedEx, UPS or DHL, or I was like, doing the manufacturing side, or I was unloading trailers and then doing other work for that company, like engineering and then other options of like safety testing and going through some of the other saws and the products. There's like a lot of jobs, that they had to do. Inventory, shipping and receiving. But the unloading the trailers though in 100-degree weather and going into a 40-foot trailer and unloading things with 5 or 6 other dudes, and it takes an hour and a half to unload it, and you're sweating the whole time. You can't stop and take a break. And if you do, you're like pussy. Like, all right, get your Gatorade, hurry the fuck up. Like everyone's in like a motion. Like you cannot be lazy. Like you go swig it and like boom, and you got to go right back. And they got fucking saws in there that are like 400 pounds that take 2 guys to do it at the same time. You like, and then you got to hold them. Like I'm strong, but I'm not like strong. Like fucking A, dude. 200 pounds on each side. What the fuck am I? I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger or the fucking Rock. But it made me stronger. But goddamn, people that even if you're making 20 to 30 an hour, that type of shit is hard labor. A lot of people quit because it's just too hard. But I decided to pursue my dream, so that's why I no longer work there. I was like, I got to be able to do this the YouTube full time, give it my all, and then instead of just doing 2 jobs and 3 jobs for 10 years, at some point I had to dive in and like, okay, I think we have enough support to go full time, and we did, and we've been full time since. So we're almost at 2 years, 11 years on the channel, 10 years to go full time. That's it's not like it happened overnight, and we're still nowhere near where we need to be. There we go. Runner advances to third. Let's go, Julio. Be a hero, not a zero. Come on, baby. Be electric, baby. Julio Rodriguez. That old dog guy, that guy's the truth. NWSF. That's my dog. I love NWSF. This is Julio Rodriguez. Thanks, J-Rod. I would like to meet Julio one day. Like it'd be cool to be able to get the ball that I got from him signed and like meet him. But I would want to meet him and not like have all the kids surrounding. It would be just cool to be able to just like BS with him for like a minute or two, just like talk to him. Not be like some fucking fanboy screaming like a girl that's like 10, seeing Justin Bieber or fucking Taylor Swift at concert and be a Swiftie, losing their goddamn minds. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Marinez. And you know what I'm talking about. You don't even have to like Taylor Swift or her music. Those fans are bananas. It's like stalker level shit. Bieber fever. Julio. There we go. 6-4, baby. I didn't get a home run with Julio, but he got 3 hits today. Out at third. Fuck. Now we're going to review. He's out. My boy. I don't know. I think it's just with the energies too. Like I like being around people that have good energy, like people that are genuine and honest and that have dreams and goals and they're positive all the time and they try to make people more positive. And there's so many negative people out there. If you could be the person that makes a difference, I mean, it makes life so much more like fulfilling. Then if you got things that you're dedicated to, it's like girlfriend or Paisley, the dream, you guys. It's like the connections. It's just so nice, man. Subs, and likes and views and donos is great, but it's nothing without connection with people and actually like genuinely caring, like actually having something that's not just dono related, where it's like we're actually friends. It started off as fans, but then friends, and then some of y'all are family, like that's not normal, even on other bigger channels. It takes a certain channel to build that type of click and that type of closeness because a lot of times the mods are just mods. There's not a lot of conversation outside of the stream. So, but you guys are different. This challenge is going on forever. Good call. All right, we're going to the bottom of the ninth. I'm gonna go get another drink. Gotta get me another drink. Give me some of that purple drink. All right, give me a second. Next up at bat, Duffy. Chef, that Snapple apple though, goddamn, the freezer. Ooh wee. That first sip, like when you have like a drink out of the freezer that's been in there for an hour, it's like the same equivalent if you like smoke in the morning and then you're good, you don't got to work for a while, or that first sip of coffee. There's nothing better. That first sip of energy drink when you need it, to get you going. There's nothing better. All right, 6-4 Mariners. Velasquez. Velasquez. Nelson, 1 for 3. We got Brash in the game. Fuck. Oh, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this. This could be really, really good or really, really bad. Come on, Matt. Don't fuck up. All right, I'm gonna hope I put the photo up. I hope this helps. Come on, Matt. Throws heat on the first pitch outside, 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. Win this shit. This is the best kind. I really thought Mango Madness was the best, but the Snapple Apple hits harder. Mango Madness is definitely number 2 though, and it's like a 1A, 1B. Then the Kiwi Strawberry, that one's after that. But sometimes it's good to be able to switch between the 3. And if they have another flavor, then I might get into it. But I mean, you get a 32-ounce bottle. It's usually buy one get one free, or 4 for $5. I mean, you can't do that with Gatorade or anything else. So if you want to go to Flavor Town and save money, you go to Safeway and you fucking buy a shitload of them. That's what I do. More refreshing than soda. And it reminds you of your childhood too. If you've ever had like grape soda, white grape or the purple, and you had the different, you had orange juice, grape juice. Everyone's had like the different options growing up, but that apple juice though, it's like that childhood, and it's like that lunchbox. Back, gone. Matt Brash fucks up again. 6-5 Mariners. Velasquez with a solo homer. The Mariners are bootios. Why? That's why you don't put a guy that's not a closer in the closer spot. Oh, every game is just a fucking like gut wrenching, fucking headache, migraine waiting to happen. Like it's never easy. Now it's like we were like getting into situations against teams that we have no business being in. And if we keep playing like that, we're going to lose, 2 out of 3 instead of winning 2 out of 3. I mean, hello. Give me some of that juicy juice. Give me some of that squeeze it. Give me some of those kudos bars, the cookies and cream. I'm going to steal it out of Johnny's lunchbox and he won't even know. Sorry, Johnny. You got an apple today and I got your kudo bar, bitch. Kudos. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Those squeeze its though. And then the kids that had the fucking ice cream sandwiches that were rich and had the popsicles, the Otter Pops. Like all the motherfuckers are poor in the neighborhood, and that one motherfucker's got the rich parents. Like we're shooting hoops at the house inside the garage. He's got 2 fridges. Like one's with all like the meat and the other one's just got like all snacks. I'm like, what planet are you from? Like, what kind of shit is this? And everyone would raid the fridge. The fucking parents would come home. What the fuck happened, Todd? John, where the fuck did the 50 ice creams go? I just bought that shit yesterday. And they're like, I don't know. Neighbors. The old school memories. Come on, Mariners. Don't fucking lose this game. 100 degrees. I'm grinding it out. Paisley's birthday. She's 2 years old. She's the best. She's the number one draft pick. First pick overall. Yeah, for real. That was good too. What do you want to see for a photo, Marcos? What do you want? You want DK Metcalf? Well, you're gonna get it. Sorry. I made the decision for you. I'm Mariner fan, either that or a Beaver player. DK Metcalf. Wow. Dangerous dog. Matt Brash almost hit Cal Raleigh in the face. Yo, boy. Appreciate you, brother, for your dono. I'll get you another one, too. Got to give you the white jersey, and I'll give you the blue one. Look, it's like you're playing Madden, but you're just like on my stream. You're like, dude, this is so dope. I always thought, you know what, I'm going to have something really, really special. You know, I knew it was going to take time, but it feels good, you know, to be able to have a dream, have a vision, have a goal, and then even have it exceed maybe even your expectations based off like the look. You know, I just try to be as original as possible. Let's go, baby. We got to hang out and drink like 20 beers and eat like 4 steaks together. It's like, come over. Yeah, I'm going to fucking eat 2 hamburgers, 4 hot dogs, 24 beers, and 3 steaks, all in 2 hours. Bring the A1. You always been always doing the cooking. Chopper, underhand throw, and that is it. And the final score: Mariners 6, Royals 5. Let's go, baby! Hell yeah! 4 hits for fucking Julio, and I love it. We got a dub. We play tomorrow. It's gonna be early. It's on at like 11. So I think I'm gonna do the game. Yee, all my Mariner buddies. I'm gonna do the game tomorrow. More than likely, it'll be over at like 2. It's on at 11. And who's pitching tomorrow? George Kirby, I believe. Oh yeah, so I'm doing that. And then after that's over, we'll do the NFL game, which is going to be the Browns and the Eagles at 4:30. So I'll do that also. And then after the game is over, I'll do a reaction video. So it's going to be a long fucking day, but we'll have fun. Mariner game, we're going to beat the Royals with Kirby. The Eagles will probably beat the Browns, but we'll see. And then I'll do a reaction video after that. And then we got action on Friday as well. And then I'll figure out what game I'm going to do for that. Mariners, or we'll do preseason football. Boom shakalaka. Huh? That's what it's about right here, baby. All right. So what do we want to do? Do we want to hang out here for a minute and like do some photos of food before I go? I like to kind of cap it off that way. So if you guys want to stick around for another 10, 15 minutes, we can do that. If we want to call it a night and just say bye, we can do that too. So you guys let me know based off the people that are in the room and the mods what you guys want to fucking do. And then yeah, and then eventually I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna get my exercise in without Paisley. Gotta push myself, right? And then tomorrow we'll have a busy day. Mariners at 11 Pacific time. Browns and Eagles at 4:30. Boom shakalaka. And then a reaction video after. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And maybe we'll be able to hit the goal. I think we're getting close, right? We're almost there. BBQ sandwich. Let's do it. A barbecue sandwich. How about a beef po' boy? Huh? I got you, dog. I'm just gonna go and I'm finding shit. It's got to be up to our standard. Oh baby, baby. So if it ain't Flavor Town, then why the fuck is it on the screen? You know, it's got to be Flavor Town. If you like buffalo style with the sauce, here's the sandwich that you eat. You know how you got the buffalo sauce? Sometimes you can dip it. You know, people dip it in like nuggets and other stuff. But you got to do it right. But if you get it right, the right marination, okay. Then you can do like a beef brisket, barbecue. San Diego and Baltimore Dodgers are still playing. Top of the ninth. I'll go. Maybe I'll do the Dodger game. Hold on. I got to find something to watch while I'm doing this. I'm going to put the Dodger game on. Or maybe I'll watch the Oriole game, but I think that one's pretty much over. 5-2. Oh, Kershaw's pitching. Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? I totally forgot. Yeah, my dad's watching this right now. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Korean wingies. The Korean barbecue chicken. But Shep, if we like hung out and ate every day, we would literally be like 1,000 pounds each. They would like mistake us for like a tag team or like some like food eating champions. That Shep and O-Dog guy, they eat everything. A braised pork BBQ sandwich, just like right out of the oven. Go Kershaw, 3-1 Dodgers, top of the fourth. Oh, baby, baby. Look at the breading. Like that's like you got to be able to take notes to how everything looks. You know, sometimes it might look like sloppy, but it's like. And then I always like this because this one is like it makes me feel like it's homemade. And so when I get the homemade, I can eat more because I don't know, I feel it's like made with love because it's like someone put the time to use the crock pot and go about it. So I kind of like having the crock pot and I like doing it like this. Now, can you go eat it fancier, at other places where it's like that? Yeah, but you're only going to eat one sandwich. But when it's at home and you're with the family or the boys and you're just chilling, you know what I mean? You can end up having a smaller bun and you can scoop some of that in there, have some potato chips on the side, or just eat a few of those. And I don't know, man, but when those first come out, the taste of them fresh, it's like this I could do even over some of the fancy stuff. I honestly prefer this style. I love this style. I don't think this gets enough credit on how good it is. People can make a homemade burger, right? But when you make homemade slider and you can do it like this, the pulled pork sandwich, that's why if I ever went to like Texas and ate, I probably would never come back. I'd be like, oh my God, I just had pulled pork sandwiches for the last 12 hours. And then they'd be like, where's Orion? I have no idea. He moved to Texas. He's not coming back. But I mean, anyone that's ever had a crock pot that knows how to cook, you ever do something like this hits so differently in football season. It's like cornbread and chili. So it's like you get to a point where you're like, I need something wild and different. And I don't want just nachos or like pico de gallo, right? You got to go crazy, get the cornbread, right? And get some chili. And then, or do chili dogs instead of hot dogs, like mix it up a little bit with the onions and the cheese and, make it an event, and then you'll really appreciate it. And you'll have a bomb ass fucking dinner and you're watching a game or watching a movie and you're feeling good about life. Shit like this can change your life. Like you don't think it would, but one good meal like that in summer will lead to another time you doing it. Maybe a couple weeks later, another good memory. You're keeping that good energy. But nothing is better than sometimes those pulled pork sandwiches, and they're smaller, even slider style. But like that 4 right there, oh, I would obliterate that. I'd probably be able to eat one and take a little break, but you want to savor the flavors. You want to eat a pulled pork sandwich fast. Otherwise, you're wasting the flavor. You want to go to Flavor Town. You don't want to leave Flavor Town, right? You don't want to start a fart party. All right. You want to be able to eat, right? The Korean barbecue chicken. Oh, yeah. The Euros are bomb too. And the fries, get out of here. Oh, yeah. And then you're dancing. It's like that meme, you feel that like when you get the food, you're like, it's like you turn into a little kid, it's like impossible not to, be in a good mood. That's for real, man. You're like, this hits. Like, and then also too, it's like, man, I want to take this home. Like, this is so good. I want to make sure I bring this back. Or if you're really swaggy about it, and if you like drink or smoke or whatever, you go out and you buy two. So you buy one and then you get one to go. And then when you're just like obliterated and it's in the middle of the night or the next morning, and instead of everyone else eating fucking cereal or nothing, you got some bomb food just waiting for you right there that just needs to be heated up. Boom. And then you're actually in a good mood at that point. Everyone else is eating fucking dirt and hot pockets, but just the container of the box, not the actual pocket. And you're eating here like Chinese food with like fucking egg rolls at 5 a.m, sobering up. Egg roll, some fucking orange chicken. Man, now I want it. I'm getting Chinese food on Friday. Going to restaurant. Going to the restaurant. They're like, "What do you want?" I want the fucking whole menu. I'm getting everything: lemon chicken, orange chicken, the crab puffs. Fucking everything. Yeah, dude. The sloppy Joe. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Not JT in the building. What's good? We're just talking about food. Stream ended, and just like, oh, I need to do the crock pot thing, and then just the different types of meats and things that we were going over. I was just going to stay online here for a couple more minutes after the Mariners win. It's Paisley's birthday today. She's 2 years old. But yeah, but the thing is, the big part of this channel doing this is to inspire y'all. To give you my personality, give you my experience around the West Coast, plus having friends all over the globe, and then just giving you what I feel that maybe you need at some point. Like, you might not like every single picture that I throw up, but you're going to get an idea of something that maybe you want tonight, or within the next couple days, or the next following week. You know, Sometimes you need that little boost in Flavor Town if you're on the same repetition. So. Dude, that also hits. That's a very underrated meal. Like we used to eat that a lot back in the 80s and 90s. And if someone made that for me, if it was like, here it is, I wouldn't look at it and scoff and be like, oh, helper. I'd be like, hell yeah, give me fucking double and triple. Give me like, I'll probably eat like half of that. Blue Jays and Red Sox lose too. Oh yeah. Go Mariners. Yeah, I agree, man. Dodgers 3, Brewers 1. I haven't ate anything and I need to go exercise. So I'm probably we'll probably cut it loose here pretty soon. I have to be disciplined and in a routine. Otherwise, I don't want to lose my my flow. Like, I have to keep myself disciplined, and keeping yourself disciplined is, yeah, and I don't have Paisley. So what am I going to be doing? Like walking in the neighborhood with a leash with no dog on it? I think that's going to go really well. Oh, baby, baby, give me some of those fries with that brisket in the middle. Look at that. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even care about baseball anymore. It's like, I can just look at this for 3 hours straight and we can talk about it. Look at this masterpiece. How much would you pay for that? Like, it's like, oh, dog, it's $20. Fuck it. I don't care. 24. That's delicious. But the thing is, I'd want to pick out that meat in the middle and have a couple bites first. Like that one that's right in the middle, dead staring at you. That one, oh, that's mine. Nom, 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 right there. And the one to the right of it, that's gone too. Then I got to push the bun down, make some room. But I gotta taste some of the brisket before I go after it. Mmm, brisket, baby. I got a specialty honey barbecue sandwich, limited edition. Oh, Flavortown. Golly. So it's like the ones you can tell too, it's like they're so juicy. You're like, my goodness, what's going on here? You know, if it's not a 10 out of 10, then what are we doing? What are we doing with our lives looking at photos that are ones and twos like the rest of the fucking population? No, no, no. We're looking at nines and tens. It's like we all live in California and everyone's beautiful. Look at these photos. Golly. If you're not fucking hungry yet, goddamn, you will be. And I gave you guys some goddamn inspiration. So you're welcome. Because I know here in the next week, I'm definitely going to be eating one of these things. Which one will I be eating? I don't know, but I am having Chinese food on Friday night. But I'm getting some ideas too, and I haven't even done the Korean barbecue yet. I just have to look at the photo of every angle, like with the onion. Then I got to look at the lettuce and the cheese. Then I'm looking at the the meat and then the breading, and like you got to kind of soak it all in. Like it's Flavortown. I mean, look at that bottom part, that first bite. That first bite in this too. I mean, people love coffee. That first drink, the first bite of a pulled pork slider right out of the crock pot. Tell me what's better. Not a lot, not a lot, not a lot, not a lot. Thanksgiving maybe, but and then they're so delicious. It's impossible just to eat one. You literally have to eat two or three. Like if you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. Now, if they were this size, then that's different. But Flavortown, coming to old dogs were her. Fish sandwich. That sounds good too. Ooh, pork chop. Pork chop. Oh, you got me now. Dude, why did you do that? Mm. I like something like this because I like to eat healthy too. So I'll give you like my ideal jump off. All four getting eaten. Yeah, you know it, dude. We're eating all that. Like, can I have one? Fuck no. Go to the crock pot. He's like, these four are mine. Four for O Dog, four for Chef. Like this. See, like I like Brussels sprouts, and I like to be able to have a little vegetable. So that way you feel like you're not just a goddamn caveman and a carnivore. Like I got the meats, but give me a little veggies on there too. So sheet pan honey balsamic pork chop with the goodness, as you can see. And if someone can make vegetables right, I mean, it takes that meal from an 8 to a 10 or 11. Ask anybody that has ever had a really good meal. You pair it up with a Brussels sprout or, something. Asparagus with the steak, mashed potato. I mean, man, it's a good. I'm going to Flavortown and beyond. Gordon Ramsay, who? Guy Fieri, who? I got some delicious goodness there. A couple of y'all will appreciate this too. Come on, man. Look at this. A soda breaded pork chop recipe. Unbelievable. You can't tell me that don't look delicious. Like that first bite got the little mashed potato on it with the gravy and the crispies. Just that first bite into it, just like what I'm saying. Like you're gonna go back for more. There's no like even savoring it at that point. It's like fucking hey, this is good. Flavortown, you feel me? 4-1 Dodges. All the caution tape. That's why I use yellow for my ticker because I do it for crime tape. That's the whole purpose of me doing it. There's all these different colors that people can use, but you got to be able to find one that's going to blend in with every photo, every stream, and that's very difficult because sometimes you can have like a blue or a red, but it's just too much in your face. It doesn't look good. So the crime tape is here, and also I'm a big fan of Grand Theft Auto. So with Grand Theft Auto 1, 2 on like the PC, and then obviously on PlayStation and all that, like I'm a big fan of the game. And obviously lots of crime tape and a lot of things that are going on in that game, and that's another reason why. Now you learn something new. All right. Well, I need to go for some exercise and whatnot. I do appreciate everyone hopping in and hanging out. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed those food photos. Let's go through them one more time, and then I'll call it a day here. And then I got to exercise, eat dinner, and then do some reading and some film study. Get ready for tomorrow. Mariners game at 11 with George Kirby against the Royals, last game in the set. And then I'm also going to do the Eagles and the Browns more than likely. Still going to be really, really hot, but fuck it. You got to put in the grind. You got to put in the time, baby. We got to get to 20,000 subs before 2023 is over. We can do that. Flavor Town. Other people looked at streams, but they didn't look at this. They stared at some fucking fool on the screen. But you got to see something delicious. That's why you guys are ahead in life. Flavor Town. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you to everyone that donated, everyone that commented, came in and hung out. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Well, Tuck Sports Like Us, your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.